Good morning, No Man's Sky. It's me, APG, otherwise known as Kevin C. Here at Action Pants Gaming. I know, I'm back. But we're having so much fun with these. It's really neat. The more I mess with it, the more I'm trying to think of ways to use this in a more practical manner. So, hope you got the action pants on. It's Sunday. It's early. I don't expect to charge. Mine are barely charged up right now. So, as always, I hope whatever time of day it is for you and whatever it is you might be doing as you're watching this, well, I hope it's going good. It's kind of a gray, dreary looking Sunday morning here. What better thing to do than hang out with some No Man's Sky community members and try and have a little wacky fun here. Alrighty. So we started decorating, adding a little life to this. Try and make it a little less static. Now, first time me, first time you. I don't like the one on the left there. It didn't set in right. I was trying to find spacing. I think this was my first spacing attempt. But what I'm not liking here is I got to find what direction is doing what here. And it looks like the top one I'm not happy with. I'm going to wait to start breaking this apart and showing you how this works. Just because there's nobody here yet. It's just me. Which is fine. Got no problem with that. While we're waiting, I'm just going to noodle over on that one over there for a minute. We'll come back to that one. This was the first one I made when I realized I could move this stuff around a little bit. But I'm just curious to see how what this would do. Alright, let's get that out of there for right now. Now, I don't have an EM field here, so this is going to not look good, but this is just looking to see what this might look like somewhere else. So, let's see that. Now, if I cache that, and I put this in here, how's this going to go in? I'm curious. You're going straight up and down. So, that means, if I were to do that, and go like that, it would do that. And again, if I were to do that, take that, go on sideways, it would do that. Alright, good to know. Double Dash Gaming, welcome, welcome, good morning, at least for me. Well, I don't know if it's good yet. It's morning. Alright, well, there's somebody here, so that means I can start doing stuff. What the hell is that? Why are you not the right color? You should not be looking like this. Alright, I have been noticing color issues. This has happened this morning. I've been running around. Wow, this didn't even save the way I wanted it to. Bizarre. Alright, so let's get rid of you and you. Let's put you in here. And I'm just dragging these rooms from the central point here, that central ball. Okay, so go. We're gonna go boom, 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 and boom. Okay. I just changed all the color on all these. I just did it, and it did not take. It's really weird. Like, I can't believe it did not take. Okay, there's a reason I'm coloring the way I am, too, by the way. You're seeing I'm changing, so I'm going black to wood, which gives us that goldish trim. Then I'm coming back over to the gray, and then I go to the concrete, and then I go to the black, and we get more of a silver trim. Black, wood, gray, concrete, black. And didn't we just change this? Like, seriously. And it's saying it's colored, but it is not. This is weird. Okay, so black to wood to gray to concrete back to black. Wow, that's weird. I just colored these like a couple minutes ago. I even replaced some of these. Look. This is so bizarre. Black. It's already got the silver trim, okay. Good. Yeah, all this stuff, I freaking... Black, wood, gray, concrete, black. I can't believe this. This is freaking unbelievable. See, it's gray, but it thinks it's black. That's why it's having me come through and, like, repeat my color change. Alright, that's a little weird. Oh, wait a minute. Good morning, Bobby McGee, the Red Queen. Thank you for stopping in. Welcome, welcome. And Veritas, what is going on, homie? Long time. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Thank you guys for stopping in. As soon as I finish this color change, which is really freaking weird. Like, I've never... See, this should be... Yeah, it's kind of bizarre, I gotta be honest. Look. What the ever-loving... That's so bizarre. Oh, well, I hope your workday goes well, Bobby. I hope your day goes by quickly with little to no aggravation. Unlike what I'm dealing with here. Even though I know I've color changed all this stuff, it seems like it does not want to color change. Oh, that one did, see? Because I tapped it and it's like, oh, you want to change the color? Yeah, it's still gray. Yeah, here, hold on, let me do that for you. As opposed to here, where I'm like, that's gray. I made it black earlier. I kid you not. I am, right before everyone came in, I changed the color on this in order to just kind of move on, right? So I didn't have to change colors while people were hanging out. And then bam, like back to being gray. What the? I just did this. What the ever loving? Alright, so. Yep, look at this. What the F? Dark Cowboy, what's going on? Alright, so. I can't see over this. Yeah, this is just holding pattern. But. Balls, 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 balls. Look at all these balls. Alright, let's save and let's see what happens. I'm going to even reload. But that's what we're going to do next. See what's going on over there? I don't know if you can see it. Where's here? Okay, save. We're going to reload in a second too. But I felt this needed something. I can't believe so many balls got hidden as a comment. Look, we could be talking about balls. These balls. These are you know, cylindrical room balls. So, I went back to way back. We're talking, man, if I can find the video, I'm going to put it up on my channel. On air, 4 and 20 comments. 420, baby. What is your advertisement going to be? Inside Vortex, what is going on? Good morning, good morning. Alright. Anyone know how to, have you guys seen how to make these? Red Queen, spam. Dark Cowboy, welcome to the Nirvana Balls R&D. Where is Neri? I know, exactly. So, I went back to a build I did, like an idea I had when I first started building. Right when I first started glitch building, I did this thing called the Junker frigate. I built a frigate. I built my own ship. This was like 3 years ago, in the light tier glitching days. And I had like this landing pad and this thing going on. I had these corridors buried with light fissures going through them, doing this kind of thing. I've been doing this for a couple years now. But I'm like, you know what? This needs some motion. It needs something. It's a little too static. Inside Vortex, right? Anonymous Prepper, what's going on? Well, Anonymous, if you ever have any questions, feel free to, ask in chat. Or if you are in PlayStation, feel free to send me a friend request. And hit me up anytime. I can always help you out if you need. That's why I'm here. It's why I do what I do. And right now, I've got a bunch of free time. And I got to be honest, I'm feeling pretty good today in the hernia surgery recovery. I'm doing all right. Okay, so let's get into work here. Let's get rolling here. So, last night I was building this one, just kind of seeing what I could get away with. And actually, I'm gonna lie a little bit here, and I'm gonna look at this underneath because I want to show you something neat. Kibbles, I miss the Kibs. Kibs is awesome, and a freaking amazing monster builder to boot. Alright, so this is the underside, and I'm thinking with this I want to do something similar in terms of running the light fissures underneath. So that's why I'm practicing over on the other one, because I'm eventually probably going to delete that one. I don't know yet. I might work on this and make this into something. I haven't quite gotten there yet. But neat little thing. I don't know if it's going to still do it. Might have been because we were in multiplayer last night. But the lighting is neat. This tunnel is really cool. And you can't walk in it, but I do want to attempt somehow to make this vertically. But we got really great view there. It's really neat. Cool little patterns. You know how much I like my patterns. This is really neat, this tunnel. Thinking about trying to light it in there somehow. Although I'm not sure how. Excuse me. So, blah blah blah, yada yada yada. If I get here in the middle, oh yeah, see, look, I ended up teleporting to the top here just by looking up. Oh, well, Dark Hellboy, man, if you want to join me, if you need, we can do that. There we go. Look it. Look. What the? We just changed all the color on these. We just looked to make sure. And what did we find? We found one. Where was it? Where'd it go? There you are. Look at this. What the heck? I just changed these and physically changed the color before I placed it. We have a weirdo glitcherino here. Alright, we're going to save again, and we're going to reload. And then we'll get some practice going here. We'll get working on that. Actually, yes. The kaleidoscope and this structure of some sort is going to happen. Don't worry. You know I won't leave it be. And as a matter of fact, now I'm debating on whether or not that's what I want to do. But Dark Hellboy, cut my mic because I have a lot of noise. Oh yeah, all right, never mind, because I'd rather have us talking while doing it. So we'll hook up later if that's all right, bro. And then we can work on this stuff together. All right, let me get on this then. Let me show you what I was doing here with this. You know, this might give you some ideas and/or inspirations. So I don't like the way this one is set up right now. The one that is going, we're just going to redo this whole section here because I came up with my spacing. So we can remove all of these. We have holders everywhere. Boom. And look at that. Everything sticks around, which is frickin' phenomenal. Bubble ducks up to 49%. See, I was thinking putting the bubble ducks when we got them in between here. I thought that would look neat, right? Or maybe mix the bubble ducks with the light fissures if I can enlarge them large enough. I don't know how big they get, because we don't have them yet. All right, so I'm looking at this and I'm trying to figure out what about this I don't like, and I think it's the one going, because this looks centered, the one going down, that looks like it's centered around the, yeah, look at that's almost perfect right there, and that's hand placed. But see the gap here, on this side, and then over here it's a little closer here, but that looks pretty good for the up and down. So I have a feeling the one I'm not happy with is going to be this one here. So what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of all of these, and we're going to redo this corner. Okay. Oh, I needed to save and reload, didn't I? Let's just reload real quick. Just because I want to see that color crap. I want to see if that happens. That was weird. I changed the color 3 or 4 times on some of those. Okay, the idea is to open up the cube and set up a perfect circle setup. An open top panel. Oh, okay, I get you. All right, yeah. JC Vasgood, what is going on? Welcome. Thanks for stopping in, folks. I appreciate it. Early Sunday morning. Little nip, little coffee, little building. Gray, cold-ass day out there for me. Personally, couldn't have asked for a better No Man's Sky day. Recovering from my surgery pretty well. Walking around better. Button my pants and move. Get out of the apartment. Although I don't want to because it's freaking cold and gross out there today. Alright, did we actually get color change? Let's take a look. Alright, that's normal. That little color right there, that's a highlight color on the dome itself. It's one of the windows. You can see it happens right there. That's one of the, the side tabs on the room. Okay, so for those of you who haven't seen this, there are 2 versions to this sphere. There's the regular one, and then there's one with a 45-degree angle added to it in order to fill the gap. So if we look at this one, we see this triangle shape right here, right? And then if you look at this one, see how much more narrow that triangle shape is. See the, how this runs down. Kind of looks like the Times Square New Year's Eve ball for, the New Year's Eve ball drop or whatever. So this one has the 45, okay? So this would be our normal one, this cross, so the one that's going up and then, vertically, then horizontally. And then we have our other vertical here, and then we have our 45, okay, right here. So standard 45 angle, and then that goes back over to the standard angle, right? That's the same piece right here. That's right and back. So, but this is the version with the 45-degree angle, and all you got to do is take the setup we did yesterday or the day before and add a 45, okay, and then just bring that 40, bring one of them out, like take the paver, take it out like 6 pavers, leave it, build your first setup complete, build the setup, put all the domes in, grab your corridors, get all your holder spots, carry those out, then carry that part out 6 just to keep it as a holder. Okay, so if anything happens, you can bring it back into placement. Take that, and then bring in the 45, and then build it, and then connect. All right, so the color did stay. That's good. That was really weird. I got to be honest. I'm like, I went through that. I spent like 10-15 minutes before I started changing the color, and then I turned around, and I'm like, wait a minute, I just changed the color on those. It went back through, changed it again, saved, started stream, looked over, and boom. Okay, here we go. Now we're back. Now we can get to work here. All right, so we're going to strip this out. And if you haven't seen the setup for this, I did it stream before this one. I am going to do a live tutorial on it at some point soon, probably. I have my doctor's appointment tomorrow morning. I was thinking about just doing it quick tomorrow. Just doing the tutorial portion and then, you know, peacing out. Oh, geez. What is it with these frickin'... Oh, later. Have a good day, Bobby. Take care of yourself. These frickin'... bots, man. Alright. Let's work. Work. And then I want to try something with this one. I want to try to make it look like that's the roof of a building or something. You know what I mean? Okay, so we don't lose all our stuff. We'll do that. Okay, and then we'll take a look. And we'll see, make sure it's... Yeah, see the top one? Going down nice and, you know, pretty centered. We got that one light beam shooting down the center there. It's a little offset, you can see it, you know. It'd be better if we could move it over to the left a little bit. But I'm not going to attempt because this is pretty good, and forget that. It's really kind of a pain to get in here. But... So it's the spacing, and you know, I've been kind of trying to figure out, all right, what's the best spacing to work with here, right? So what I came up with, because I had done it a few times, was, so the bottom or top, I come in and I add 1, and then for the sides, I go 1, 2, and that gives me space to get in there and get into the center, okay? And then we have to go this direction as well, and we'll do the same thing that we did on the side. We're gonna go, there's where we need to be, so we're gonna go 1 and 2, like so, okay? So it, oh wait, yeah, that one's right, okay. So it should look something like this. If you want to attempt something like this, you know what I mean? Okay, now, the light fissure. Obviously, it's been scaled. Okay? To the size that you see them on planets, which is really cool. Not dinky, and let's take a look at what they look like normal size. So, if I tried to do this normal, we wouldn't have got very far, right? I could have gone in and individually put in a few of them, but it, you know, it wouldn't have looked as correct. You know, this beam seems to follow that inner corridor really well, and that was kind of what I was hoping for. So, now we need to do the light fissure portion, which, where's my platform? There it is. I already have a wire set up, but I'm going to reset it up so I don't have to constantly change the color, because I set this up as a black and gray, which means that my light fissure comes out that color. So we're going to reset up our wire. We're going to go blue and orange with it. Oh, no, we're going to go red. I'm sorry, we're going to go red and white with it. Pardon me. Actually, it was blue and white I originally started, and then you couldn't even tell that there was anything in there, except for the dots moving around. I wanted the color to contrast. So we're going to go red with that. Then we're going to make our wire. Of course, we got to scale it. Shazah! Now we have the appropriately colored wire. We'll grab our light fissure. We'll cache it. Copy the wire. And here I'm going to just show you, so you know, that the wire will change the color of whatever part you glitch to. If you didn't know that already, this is for the new builders or anyone just new to my channel. This has got to change too because it's poking out. That one we're going to have to work on too. Okay. So we're going to grab our light fissure, which is here. We're going to change the color of it to that, just to show you. Then we're going to copy our wire. And we're going to start with the bottom. Alright. Now, there is no definitive mark, and I thought about turning it around because the roof has the crossbar on it, but the spacing's a little bit different, so I chose to not deal with it and just kind of manually eyeball it. That looks better already. I can see the light's going to go up into the center point there like the other ones. Perfect. We're happy with that. So we're going to leave that. Then we're going to repeat our process 12 more times at least. So unfortunately you can't copy the light fissure once you've scaled it. So which means you have to go back into your menu. I think grab the light fissure, cache it, and repeat. So now we get, oh, not what I wanted. Cache. Color. And now the sides. So now you can see why we had to separate these, alright? And thankfully, it doesn't really make that much of a difference. But what I'm starting to notice here is that maybe I need to do that with the bottom one as well to bring it down. My thought though is, let me see if these are all bleeding through. They are all bleeding through. Alright, we may need to go in and change that to 2 down. But I kind of don't mind that. So for now we'll leave it. We're just going to get, you know, the majority of it in here. I don't particularly care. This is just messing around, you know. Learning spacing, you know, with a scaled up light fissure. If I want to do this again for something else, which I probably will. Even just the corridor portion of this, you know, I might want to repeat, not necessarily the ball with the corridor, but I may want to repeat just the, you know, the corridor with the light fissure, you know. Okay, which I know I will. I already have plans to use it. So, now, that looks a little too far back, doesn't it? So the one bonus is right now, what I could do, and we're gonna do, is we're gonna remove this, or we're not gonna remove it. We're going to attempt to move it without deleting something. But if we delete that round germ, it's not a big deal. We could, well, actually it is a big deal because I need to put it back in. So at that point I'd be kind of scrooged. So we're gonna just move that. We'll slide it around here. We may need to, yeah, we do. We're going to get rid of the one on the side. We're going to redo it. Oh, looks like we're redoing that other one too, so either way. So, here we go. Yes, this is not exactly rocket science, but it is a pain sometimes. Now we can look again. We may just say screw it Could be the upper one that we wanted, but yeah, no, I don't like that. So we're gonna now move it. Move it, move it. Got to move it, move it. And now we can kind of finagle it where we want. Now we're much more centered. We can see as that renders through. There we go. Much better. Okay. And I could go through and get all nitpicky with it. And if I were actually building this to keep, I would. But for, you know, show and tell purposes, this is just fine. Okay. And that looks really good. I'm happy with that. We got a nice, decent, consistent run on that center line. It's got good, you know, those two look very similar, you know, so we can get away with that. I'm happy. Well, I'm satisfied. I won't go as far as to say I'm happy with it. But we are satisfied enough to continue. Sunday, Sunday, blah, 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 blah. Yada, 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 yada. Alright, and now, since we separated it that far, we can now get in here. The other, I tried it with just the single spacing, then you couldn't get anywhere near the center at that point, and you were kind of stuck. So, and it was like a little bit too low on the, so the top side of this particular rung wouldn't have been very accurate. And then we'll take a look at this one. That looks pretty centered as well. I'll be satisfied enough with that. And now for this one. Da 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 da, yada 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 yada. And of course, damn you, Misa my glitch. Woo, whoa, hey, whoa, hey, ah, whoa, hey. All right, here we go. Come on, we got it this time. And I'm just using, you know, the notches that go around there. It's kind of a guide. Son of a... Don't get frustrated. Just continue. Scoo-doo-doo-doo-doo. All right, come on. Third time's a charm. Third time's a charm. Are you charming? You are. Okay. So, now we got that. And how's that one look? Which direction were we going with that? This way, that's right. And that looks pretty centered. A little far on the back side, but actually that looks pretty good. That's pretty centered. We're happy with that. Okay. So, now what we're going to do, we're going to rebuild. And I should probably get off of this so I don't fall. I went to visit Wireless. I'm forgetting his name, but very nice gentleman. Got some good design elements going on too. I went to visit one of his bases, and he's on PC, so he had some Blender stuff going on, but he had a couple ideas that I told him, I'm like, I'm nipping this, bro. He's like, go right ahead. And then I will obviously make sure I know his name and you know, give credit where credit is due. Be like, yep, I saw this at this person's joint and I did my version of it. Alright, so we got all of that. So we still need to do this one over here. Okay. So we need to do one on this corner. So we'll get that one done and out of the way, and then we'll close that up. So which way am I heading? I'm heading off that way. Okay, so we need to flip that the other way. Thank you. 1 and 2. Get rid of you and you. Yeah, they're all going to bleed to on the corners, but I think I'm okay with that. We can probably make... Well, and again, I don't really particularly care right now. Where's my wire? Where are you? There you are. Alright, so we need a fissure of light. Fissure of light. We need to do that. And we're going to squeeze in right over here. Try to center the camera as much as possible too, so that you're not at an off perspective. And hope you make your glitch, so that you're not going to go through it all again. And that again looks pretty centered. I think we will live with that. Yep, that looks pretty darn good to me. I don't know about y'all, but that looks pretty centralized. Alrighty, let's add in our other layer here. Close this corner off. And there you are. And there you are. Get rid of you. Tuck in our last set. And Shazam. And it looks like, what do we got here? Do we only have one section to do? Yeah, I think we do. Well, no, we got to do the, these directions here. Okay, so we're gonna do a save. I'm gonna do a save and a reload. But yeah, there you go. It gives it a little more, it's not so static. At least it looks like it's doing something, and again, I'm trying to, you'll get the builders out there, who are more like, well, that's not practical. Well, no kidding, it's not practical. It's not meant to be practical. It's meant to look cool or be used as part of a practical build. These are, these sort of things are design elements or art projects or, and I've been saying this. Cody Unger, welcome. Well, I'm explaining right now, Cody. Good timing. I've been building, these kind of things, and after a while too, just building buildings. You're like, well, what else can I do with this? And that's what happened, way back in the day. I was like, well, after I learned, how to glitch back then, I was like, well, what else can I do now that I can move things around the way I want? You know, well, what does this piece do? What can I make out of that? You know, basically sculpting with the parts, if you will. So, I'm not really building anything particular, Cody, right now. What I'm doing is I'm making sort of art project-y bits based off a technique that Dark Hellboy and I solidified off an idea that Jabboy and I did over a year ago, which was making the double up the double up rooms and then turning that into a ball, or you know, a sphere, if you will. So you know, we're kind of that's what we're kind of messing about with right now. We're just kind of trying to come up with neat ideas. And I'm going to probably remove that upper ball, this one here, since we do have it retained here. And then I'll explain something else too about this. You know how this is movable? You know, we can just build one and then move it around on, you know, these horizontal axes. But see, even now, even without the light fissure moving, you see the difference here. And I'm going to change the color band on that to black, by the way, on the corridors, so the red will be more prominent. But if you look at the back, okay, the one with the little dots, even though we're sitting still, it still looks a little motion-y, right? Even though it is not. And then, but you know, when you're hanging, at least it looks like it's doing something, you know, it's not just sitting there like bah. Okay, we're gonna reload just because I put a bunch of light fissures out in the game I saw. But I've been noticing this, I don't know if you all have been, but it's weird because it wasn't happening for a while, and then now it's back doing it again, where like your part will get all grainy in green state, and even some of the rendering in the background gets really, really grainy. It looks like static. And then I just kind of back out of the, you know, I kind of back out of the build, you know, the part, and then I go back in, and it, you know, kind of solidifies itself again. The rendering has been a bit subpar lately. It was way, way better when we first got the Frontiers update. You know, my city was stable. I never blue screened. It was overbuilt. Now I go in there, I walk around for 5 minutes, and then, you know, I'll be looking at something, and then all of a sudden I'll just blue screen. Boop. All right, so we're back. Let's finish this up. And then what I want to do is I want to make a building, like this is the roof of a building, you know, all right, or something, you know. Just I'm going to do it quick. I just want to see how it would look if I started to incorporate parts of it, you know. And just the shape of this, there's other things that are possible. This could be scaffolding for something, okay, the sphere portion of it. You could use it as a scaffold. You could separate them, you know, a little bit, you know, one dome, and then, you know, change the scaffold just with that. You could use all the electrical points, and, you know, there are plenty of things that you can do if you use your imagination. All right, let's finish this thing. And then we'll try to incorporate a building into this somehow. Joby, what is going on? How you doing this morning? You been getting the static? All right. Yeah, I don't know. Like it sometimes not. I mean, it's really kind of random. And then multiplayer, and this is what bums me out, I guess, you know, a bit. I mean, you know I love this game to death. But what's been bumming me out lately is multiplayer building. Dark Hellboy and I spent, you know, hours, and we actually didn't have too much issue. We had a little bit, but not too much. And then the following day, had the same amount of people hanging out, building, just throwing parts around this R&D here. And, you know, we had, you know, the part disappear and reappear and disappear and reappear an issue. Now, multiplayer building, what I really dig about it is being able to, like, not only just hang out with your friends and, you know, create cool stuff, but, like, when you're trying to work on, you know, like, figuring out a problem, or somebody has a problem and you're trying to help someone out, you can't. You know, I was trying to show somebody my technique for making a corkscrew, and, you know, the parts were appearing, disappearing, reappearing. Beeble boom. I am Beeble. We're adding a little motion to our project here, using an old idea of mine. I was like, oh, you know what? Look cool here. Yeah, I know, Vortex, but, you know, it bums me out, you know, because it wasn't always this chaotic, you know. And then I get it. I know, you know, listen, we can only expect, you know, to do so much here. All right, we're going to have kind of an interesting issue here because, oh, wait a minute, I'm not going up, am I? No, I'm not. Duh. We're going down. We're going to go down 1. And then we're going to go over. So we just need a down and an over here. And then we need to go over this direction. So we're going to need this one. Alright, so let's face this way. So we're going to go 2, 1, and 2. And then we need to go this way. But, you know, it just makes for trying to help, you know, somebody out a little bit tricky. You know what I mean? Know what I mean, Vern? He won't stop talking about his balls. Unuseful, what's going on? Good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining me for a little bit of coffee. At least in my area of the woods. It's a building. I got all this free time and I just sitting around the apartment by myself. It's so nice to have some company while I'm doing this. I appreciate y'all. Thanks for chilling out, hanging out, and being the great community that No Man's Sky is. You guys are awesome. Have I told you all in chat that you guys are awesome yet? If I haven't, you guys are awesome. Yeah, we're getting a lot of weird staticky render bits. I've even had times where I'm like standing on this panel and it'll, like, I'll go to, you know, fly over to it and land on it. It's like rendering in and I'll fall through. Before you ask, no, I can't join. Damn it, I was gonna. By the way, what if I told you I found another way to get to prefabs placed like that? Damn you. Well, and I've been saying this, we've all been saying this for a bit now. The Red Queen, kiss kiss. Damn you, you should be able to join. I want you to join. And show me what you're talking about. If it's easier than what I've been doing and what Dark Hellboy and I came up with, then by all means. Did I just do everything I needed to do? We'll find out in a second, won't we? Alright, so we're going to start with our top side. Which now I'm thinking I just should separate these, and then it won't get that bleed through. But, at this... Oh, no, I did not. Okay, so hold on. Let me figure out what the hell I'm doing here. I got all distracted by chat. Is it easier? Because we like easy. Although, granted, everything in the game has its difficulty factor. I'm going to try the 16. Wish me luck. Good luck, Hellboy. If you manage, let me know, and we'll go take a peek at it while we're here. And then you can tell me how you, well, I mean, it's really not a difficult way to do it. You just got to buck up and get it done. And again, that looks pretty centered. We're okay with that because we don't care exactly how this looks. We're just going for effect. So good on that. I wish you could copy him after you've enlarged him. That way you could just copy, roll over to your wire. Oops. Michelle Richards, any tips for noobs? Plenty. I haven't been a noob in a while, but what I recommend, and everyone has their own recommendations because, you know, we all do things a little bit different. That's what makes us humans. But in the beginning for building, what I recommend and what was taught to me when I first started was to create a creative save if you don't have one. Unusual. So get a creative save going, so that way you don't got to worry about anything. You can just, you know, build, and you don't got to worry about dying, charging your thing, or if you're trying to figure something out, wasting resources and time because you're wasting resources because you're constantly charging up your suit. So get a creative save rolling. In your creative save, find a dead moon or a dead planet so that you don't have to worry about, the flora and fauna rendering in. You can just kind of, let the game be. And then just practice. Throw things around. It doesn't matter what it is. Just kind of what I used to say, throwing parts at the wall. Awesome, people. Thank you. And practice your stuff so that when you are in your normal or permadeath or, something save where you die, you're not risking your stuff. All right. You've had a chance to kind of practice what you need to practice. Then my other suggestion is subscribe to Beeblebum and watch his really beautifully edited and well done tutorials. Beeble has, in my opinion, the best glitch building and building tutorials for No Man's Sky. I would do tutorials, but I suck. It's as simple as that. No, I would do tutorials, but one, I don't have the equipment to really do it properly. Two, I am way too obsessive, and by the time I would finish editing and obsessing over the tutorial, it would be moot. Michelle, thank you. I don't consider myself having an accent unless you're from another country other than the United States, which don't seem all that united these days. But thank you. I oddly get compliments on my voice, which of course we all can't stand the sound of our own voice, much like myself. When I hear it recorded, I'm like, oh my goodness. But for some reason, I have gotten comments about my voice before. So thank you. I appreciate that. I'm just a guy building a no man's sky. trying to create silliness. And hang out with the wonderful community that is No Man's Sky. You're from England. And you know what? The thing is, I love the English accent. I love accents. No worries, people. You know, man, I love you, brother. I miss the old days, man, where we were chucking parts around and, you know, figuring stuff out and all that fun stuff and having goofy old times. But if you want to reminisce about some of those old goofy old times, check out the Biodome commercial on my channel that Beeble and I did. If you like my voice, I am the voice of the commercial, and Beeble is the master editing. Yeah, like right there. Did you see that staticky bit? That I'm seeing that a lot lately, and it didn't used to do that. It gets all like bzz, bzz. Really? Because most people would leave once I start singing. I love to sing. I have a horrible voice for it. I do not have a singing voice. However, that does not stop me from doing so. And I love being goofy. For a while I was kind of grumpy, and I'm glad I am out of that. But I was unemployed, and then for a while, and then employed at a job that was basically eating my soul. And I'm glad that that is not the case. Now I'm just healing from a surgery, and I want to get back to work. Got myself these really amazing pants for work, but now I'm going to buy like 2 more pair after I go back to work and I can afford them again. But this was a Christmas present for myself this year. My dad usually gives me a couple of bucks to buy myself something for Christmas, and that's what I chose to get this year. And my brother hooked me up with the company. These pants, okay, I don't mean to brag about some pants, but you know me, I'm action pants, so I'm gonna. We need up, we need this way, and now we need to go, what, this way? But these pants are freaking amazing, and I was, you know, I saw the price and my brother's like, you're going to love these pants, you should check them out. They're great for work, and they're great for hiking, which I like to do, and they're just really great pants. Well, thank you. I try to be, you know. There's enough craziness and hatred and odd, weird grumpiness going on right now in the world, and you know, I kind of had to get back to, like, I don't want to see that. You know, I don't want to portray that. I don't want to be that. I don't want to let that happen. And if anything, if I can brighten somebody's day by being a complete and utter moron and goof, you know, and make somebody feel better about themselves, then damn it, I'm gonna. I mean, yes, I'm only human. I'm gonna have my days where I'm feeling grumpy. It happens, you know, but I'm trying to curb that. Because I don't want to, you know, bum out my friends and the people around me. I want, you know, there's enough of that. All right, anyway, let's move on. Yada, yada, yada. Blah, blah, blah. Sis, boom, bah. Yeah, Beaver, we were talking about the days of the Kibs and hanging out with Kibbles and all the goofiness, the Saturday morning cartoons. I'll go now then. What? No, don't go, unuseful. Oh. Unless you're happy, then go ahead. If I made your day and you're like, you know what, I feel better, I want to go out now. Then by all means, get the heck out of here. But if you're feeling like, you know what, man, I'm feeling kind of like it's, you know, it's winter time where I am, and all right, we got our placement set up for our glitch points. Let's get to glitching here. I think I need to change my name. Hello and great attitude. Well, thank you. People. What am I doing? Oh yeah, I need a light fissure, right? Yeah, that would help with this whole thing that I'm doing. Alright, let's get the light fissure rolling again. Let's get this finished so we can get on to our next thingamajiggy. Bink and bink and as usual, we're going to start with our, in this case, bottom, but our one. And I don't know why I set it up like this. I don't. I should just put the other one there. It should be fine. But in my mind, I'm like, it ain't going to work, and the light fissure is going to stick out, and you're going to see it. That's what I love about this community, man. It's really, yep. You know, I think I said it earlier, but in case you weren't here when I said it, I'm going to say it again, because you know me, I'm going to repeat myself. But you guys in chat are freaking awesome, all right? Remember that. If you're feeling kind of bummed out today, later on, for some reason, something ain't going your way, just be like, you know what? Kevin said I'm awesome. I think that's all right. All right? And then move along and enjoy the rest of your day. Yeah, because it really means anything that I said you're awesome. Ooh, it's almost better to be at distance for getting this center. And how are we rendering in? Oh, we're off center. How do we know? Because there ain't nothing in the background there. But what can we do now before we put everything else in there? We can actually move this. And then we can kind of get it centered ourselves, right? Good morning, good morning. Have yourself a wonderful day. Good morning, good morning. I think this looks okay. I don't know, I can't really tell, to be honest with you. And are we lighting up the strips? Now, see, something look funky there, don't it? Yeah, I'm way off base there. Let's redo this one. Let's get that over again. I don't like it. No, sir. I don't like it. BRB, thank you for the advice. Thank you. Well, I'm hopefully, and again, you know, just before you leave, don't get frustrated. What we do with this, I mean, you know, just for your base, start basic. You know, just do, you know, build without glitching at first. Just kind of throw some stuff around. What can I do with the current thing? And a lot of stuff we used to do with, you know, a lot of things we used to have to do with glitches, we can now do without glitching, which is really great because of the newer build mechanic. But patience. Building in No Man's Sky requires patience. Period. And if you have any questions or anything, and I'm streaming, always feel free to ask, like, hey, I can't figure this out. You know, I'm trying to do this. Could you possibly show me? And I'll stop what I'm doing, and I'll show you if I know. And if I don't know, somebody knows. That's a wonderful thing about the No Man's Sky community. Everyone, you know, there is somebody who knows something about anything you need to know about the game. Damn it! Missed my glitch. And the community is wonderful. A lot of really wonderful people. Everyone is very helpful. You know, we love the game. We love the community. We love the creators of the game. It's just a great. It's a great thing, darn it. So thank you very much for everything, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Get your action pants on, get out there and start building some stuff. There we go. See? That looks more centered, doesn't it? Yes, it does. I was off base on that last one. Okay. Yes, definitely add Beeble. You will not be disappointed. If there's something building related in No Man's Sky that requires a tutorial, Beeble probably has it. I occasionally do a live tutorial, you know, for like showing how to make this or showing how to make the kaleidoscope or, you know, something like that. But for the most part, I leave all that kind of stuff up to the people who know what they're doing. Was that, you know, was I reading that wrong? Was that Michael or Michelle? I think it was Michelle. Hold on. Yes. Okay. Good. I didn't want to be. I didn't want to be that guy. Damn it! I missed my glitch again. Oh, I hate missing my glitch. It's such a pain. You get all the time. You spend all this time lining it up and whatever, you know, and you miss it, and you're like, damn it. You're like, all right, let me get it here. Okay, I just perfect. I just got, yes, that's perfect. It's perfect placement. My controller's drifting, by the way, so it's been that's been a little bit of an issue. Is it possible to make pink spheres? Asking for a friend. Yeah, I mean, part of me is thinking, you know, I don't know if we should have brought them back this perfect. I mean, again, this is something, you know, I created with Joby over a year ago, these spherical, cylindrical room things. I was messing with doubled up biodomes, and I'm like, wait a minute, what if I did this? And, you know, and we had a whole different way of doing it back then. But anyway, to make this longer and more annoying, I was thinking if Kibbles were around, this would definitely be built into something kibbly. All right, looks like we got all of our directions there. Let's cap this one off. I don't know why I wait to add ones. Doesn't matter. All the holding pattern is here. I don't need to. But I do anyway. Good morning, good morning. All right, what do we need? What direction are we missing? We are missing... We're just missing one. Yeah, we got both directions there. We got both directions there. Ah, we're missing two. All right, we need to go that way. And we need to go... Oh, okay, we need to go that way. Right? Yep, that way, that way. Won't. We're probably going to have to redo this. I think this might have been the first one I did, so we may need to redo that. No, I think we actually might be okay. Yeah, we're just going one way on this one, right? Yeah, okay. So then we need to go that way. Actually, I am going to need to redo it because one of them is in my way. Where is it? No, I can do it. Okay, cool. I got room. I didn't think I had room. All right, so I think that is it. We need one off to the right on the bottom. We need one off to the right on the top, and then we need one off going to the left, and then we are good. All right. Almost. Kibble's stream was 18 plus without balls. Yeah, that's right. I don't know him. Does he stop? Kibbles? I'm not sure what you mean by stop. Oh, did he stop? Kibbles, yeah, he's taking a break. I don't know if he'll be back or not. I miss him. He is an amazing person. He's a good human being. He really is. I get weird because I'm so insecure about a lot of things for some odd reason. And I don't like bothering people. in their real life, you know, like calling them too much. And I don't know, I always seem when I call, I'm always getting somebody at the wrong time. Just my timing seems off. But I should call. I should get in touch with him and let him know I miss him, brother. He really helped me out during a difficult portion of my life. And he is very funny. He is a really good person, and he's freaking hilarious. He really is downright hilarious. He's a good dude. Same with, you know, ER, JC, American Psycho. I miss those guys. They were my early inspirations in the game. They were, you know, they were the glitch builders who, you know, inspired me, taught me stuff. And Kibbles does some amazing Blender stuff, amazing mod stuff. But if you want to see some of the most amazing Blender builds, my favorite is frickin' Ash Facta. Although Chong Sparks is building some frickin' sick stuff. I don't know how he's doing it. I gotta talk to him, because he builds these things that look gigantic, and I'm like, how are you getting away with that? Because if I had ideas to do something similar but in my style, but every time I try, and I tried it with the city and it just blew apart. So I'm trying to I gotta get in touch with him and talk to him not in person, but like, you know, over the internet or whatever. Yes, yeah. Michelle, Beeblebum, BEE. If you don't, yeah, you see it right there. I'm sorry. What am I doing? I'm sorry. I apologize. But yeah, he should be like the first hit when it comes up to. Just type in No Man's Sky tutorials in the search on YouTube, and guaranteed he will be the first one to pop up. All right, so we need these two. I would almost bet you a quid on that. I got you. We need a light fissure. Light fissure. I think I'm in trouble. I don't know why that song just popped into my head. Probably because how I sang Light Fissure. And if you'd like to follow me on Twitter, I am... What am I on Twitter? I think Action Pants 777, if I'm not mistaken. I think I'm a moron. Doodle doo doo. I got no idea who I am on Twitter. Oh yeah, building tutorial. Right, yeah. Keyword building. True beeps. But yes, if you type in No Man's Sky building tutorials, you will definitely be the first one to show up. I will not show up anywhere searching No Man's Sky. You will have to find me under Action Pants. And how you happen to find me now is kind of interesting. I'm always curious as to when new people show up how they found me. Oh, thank you, Beeble. I'm like, ooh, what am I on Twitter? I was right, Action Pants 777. All right, cool. Catherine, welcome. Thank you for stepping in. Good to see you today. Welcome to the Sunday morning frivolities of coffee nip and building balls. And other frivolities. I think I'm a moron. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Are we done? Was that our last bit? Except for putting the cap on, the end cap on this? Are we done? Are we done? Ha ha, baby. I'm going to do a save and a reload. It's just what I like to do now. I don't know why. I don't think it makes a freaking difference, but in my mind it oddly does. At least the light fissures don't have to sync like some things. They're pretty universal. Alrighty, I think for all intent and purpose we are done. Except for color changing. I will change the color on all this, and I want to do something blinky fun with the center bit. I had an idea last night, and then I got high. And then I got high. And I'd forgotten it, actually. Probably because I got high. Yeah, buddy. Now it's not so static, you know. Now we got some motion, it's moving around, something's happening with it, you know. Looks like some sort of maybe energy dealy, or whatever you come up with in your brain. Coffee with balls out. I shoulda. I gotta be a little bit, you know, user-friendly. Was my balls out? That didn't come out right. You know what I mean. Family-friendly. That's a little bit better there. Although not even, because this ain't family-friendly. Yeah, this is an 18-plus stream. I think I have it as this is not a kid's stream. Yeah, see, like in the daytime, we're getting a lot of washout. So we're going to change the color of my balls. Not to blue, but to maybe black and blue. And which, after a hernia surgery, and this might be why I started working on this, because after my hernia surgery, that section of my body was swollen black and blue, and let me tell you, ow, ow, ow. Thankfully, I am now walking around normal. Everything seems to be doing okay. Yeah, the render these days is really, really bad. It used to not be this bad. Like when Frontiers first came out, man, it was fine. Like, it was actually really good. You can go to your friend's bases, you could see it from distance. It rendered in. You could walk around, you could build together, and then, like, the last patch really kind of threw the game out of whack. It really kind of did, in my opinion. I mean, it might not be just my opinion, but since I am the one flapping his gums here, I just kind of want to see what this looks like. You know what? Let's reload. Maybe we'll have some nighttime when we get back. Reload. Did I save? Ooh. Let's make sure we did that first before we go being all crazy. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to attempt to make that as a roof. I don't know why. Just because I want to make it a practical thing. Oh, I can't. Damn it. Because it's way too freaking low. Oh, no, I can. But it, anyway. We're going to get on that in a second. Manuel. Always good to have Manuel kicking around. Yeah, I just, I want to make that into a roof, just so, I want to see if it's possible, what it looks like as we cut into it. Can we change it? Can we turn it into something structural and usable? Which I know we can. It's not that difficult. Again, this is a design element. It's not meant to be, you can't walk through this darn thing. Every path is blocked, and you can't walk through one of these prefabs when it's sideways, because the width of the door is not as wide as you are tall. So you're never going to get to walk through it regardless, no matter if you double up or not. Granted, the horizontal one, yes, you can. You can totally walk through the horizontal version of the double here. Okay, so we are back. Let's take a look at this. and I'm still trying to figure out some ideas. One of the ideas I got is one of the things I saw this gentleman at that base visit I did last night. He's on PC, so I don't know if he got those things to line up or how he did it, but I got to be honest, it was a really, really neat idea. And wireless something, I can't remember his name. Damn it! I just met him yesterday. So, nice guy, older gentleman, retired. Does PC. It's like wireless or wireless something. Captain Weasel Wireless, Wheezy Wireless, something like that. He's on PC, so I can't just go into my friends list and look, unfortunately. And he's not really active on any Discords or anything, so I can't remember his name, but next time I'll see him, I'm going to get his name, and then I'll let you all know, because I'm going to be nipping a couple of his ideas. I'm just going to use my own design element. There we go. Now we got some nighttime. That's what I've been waiting for. We want to take a look at this. It's bad. Yeah, it really is. People, it's really bad. Yeah, see now this, and we could remove the, we have a save. We could remove the corridors, right, and just have the light fissures there. We could change the corridor to glass. We could change, and create a different look. We could do a ton of different things to this, if we put our minds and our imaginations to work. Okay, blah, blah, blah. I've been trying to avoid doing, a circle, but I can't get away from them. They're just too much fun for starters. And they just look great for, okay, people, I think I got you, but I can't find K-Dog. You're going to look for Action Pants Gaming. I should show up with that at least. Yeah, because I'm not, my K-Dog is my PlayStation persona before I started my channel, and I know I could change it, but I read that you can lose some downloadable content, and I ain't letting that happen because there's some stuff, and I don't know what, because there's some stuff I definitely want to keep that I downloaded. I want to do some lighting here. I really want to attempt the light fissure trick here on the bottom, which will also actually be on the top, because I have no... Oh, okay, see how I looked up in the tunnel? Now I am stuck. I went straight up through. This is a weird little camera thing, too. This is a render issue. Okay, so see this set of corridors I have here? Alright, they're my placeholders. So if I go up in build camera, actually we'll go up in regular camera because it's easier. This is kind of cool in a way, though. It's like a transport. I love the patterns that this is making, too. It really is pretty. And this is why I want to add some lighting, okay, to accent all those bits up there. Okay, you see all the bits from the corridors? I want to accent some of that. Thank you, people. I've never had to drop my own link before on my channel. This corridor looks really cool. I wonder if I change the color, that would look neat. Instead of the white, if we like made it blue or red or something, that might look cool. But peep this, ready? This is why I'm thinking I don't know if I'll be able to do this, because so I'm going to go to the middle floor panel, which is this one here. Boop. I am now in the middle. Excuse me. Oh, I'm in the middle of the room. Holy crap. Oh, yeah, I'm leaving that. Yeah, let's make this into something. That is cool. Or I'm going to build it somewhere else. We are in the middle of the dome of the ball. Holy crap. Can I walk around in here? I can. Oh! That is cool. I'm stuck in here now. Granted. We're going to have to reload. Oh, no, I can get out that way. Ha ha! That is... Actually, that's pretty killer. Let's try that again just to see if it continues. I mean, I know it. I know it does because that's why I'm showing you. Yeah, the render is horrible. Oh, that drives me nuts. Like, the whole point is to be able to see that build from the distance, and as you walk up on it, you know, you're like, get your vibe on. Get your vibe on. So we got a little transporter here. I'm just standing here. I look up. It doesn't always work. I wonder what makes it work. Do you know what I mean? What makes that happen? If I were to jump, I know it would. Ready? Yep, there. See? And then we get put in here. I could decorate. This could be like a secret little... Boop. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate the sub. Been doing this for years. Still haven't hit 1,000. Even when I didn't delete my channel. That's okay. I'm not expecting to. I've been streaming, what, 3-4 years? Probably closer to 4. That is cool as can be. I want to make that work for something. Okay, now, there's no door on this. Is this going to... no, it does not. Oh, that's a cool little, like, transport thing. So it's got a door. So I wonder if I put power to the doors, right, and they were closed. Game over? Uh-oh, Hellboy. You got it? Place a teleporter in the center before you. Yeah. Right on. I got you, Hellboy. That is sick. It's... Alright, I'm going to just stand here for a second. Yep, it's just a question of hanging out for a second. It doesn't put you in the same spot every time, which is okay. I wonder, depending on where you're, like, really standing, if that may... Yeah, I like this. This is actually kind of fun. So I'm going to stand here in the middle. Yeah. We got to do something with this. We can't let this go. That is cool. Not yet, but close. But close? Alright, cool. Now, if I need to get out, however... Okay, I have been, but I haven't been at the same, which is weird. Okay, so sometimes it, like, phases. Jump. Just jump. Okay, perfect. Although, I did trap Carpentrix in there yesterday. He couldn't get out. I actually had to delete the biodome. Okay. I'm going to kill... Hellboy, I'm going to kill this. I'm sorry, brother. It is cool, but it needs to go because we're running out of room, and we're going to kill this one as well. Although, before I do, I'll just show you the design that Dark Hellboy made here. But see what I mean? These are decorative items to be placed and used in a decorative manner, okay? But that's pretty dope. You know what? We're going to keep that one for now. How'd you get bubble pipes? Who put the bubble pipes in there? Carpentrix did, I think. No, who put the bubble pipes in? Hellboy. Who put the bubble pipes in? What the Forkenheimer? Oh, it's not a bubble pipe. It's a... Never mind. It's the freaking thingy. It's not the bubble pipe. It's the other container. Okay. So if I'm going to build under here, I'm going to have to go in via camera because we can't stand under that. Well, actually, yeah, we could because I could take the doors off, right? I think I'm in trouble. Well, we don't need to stand under it anyway. We just need to be close enough. And we want to raise our platform up a little bit. So that we can look down on this. We're then gonna get rid of this platform. We're gonna keep the wire for now, just in case I need it later. And there we go. Okay, so now we're gonna make ourselves a circle. Okay. What do I need? What do I need? I'm making a circle. I need stuff. I need you. And I need another one of you. And I need to move you. Do that. Nope. There we go. Shazam. Hadn't made a circle in a hot minute. I was almost wondering if I could remember how. Hey Elvis, we gotta win that race. We gotta win that race. 1 and 2. You know what? I don't know if that was actually accurate, so 1 and 2. Two. 1, 2, 3. Ah, Forkenheimer. Uh-oh. I think it's just this one, right? Yeah, regular wires there to there. And now I don't remember which one I did. 1, 2, and I think we were on 3. 1, 2, and 3. Wait. 1, 2, 3. Yep. And 4, and that should be plenty big enough for what we're doing. I hope so anyway, but I'm pretty sure it is. Alright, now we save. Don't forget to save. That, oh shoot, that was the other thing I should have told Michelle. Save, 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 all the freaking time, save. That's one of probably the most important tip in building. Above everything else. Save every time you do anything major. Okay, so let's do that. And is that the center line? I think it is. Might not be though. Nope, that's our center. Okay. Why does it look off? Is it just me or does that look off? That's off. It shouldn't be. I brought that down using the frickin' sphere and put a plate down there. Why does that look off? It does not look like center line, does it? We may need to do this again. It could be my perspective, but it really does not look centered. It should be. I brought that down. Center line. That should be centered. Why it is not is kind of... Well, let's find out. We can kind of do something like this here. It's 3 corridors plus the sphere. Just real quick. Anything, anything, anything. Nope. It is not. Oh wait, maybe it is. Oh, it is. Okay. Oh, okay. Just my thought, just my perspective on it, but it is center lined. Good. Okay, we're good. Thank you. I didn't want to. As easy as building a circle is these days, I didn't want to. 2, 3, 4. We're 4 out. It looks like. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Going uphill. Yeah, here's another building tip. Never trust the terrain. Now, again, it's an R&D, and I don't care. You know, I'm just kind of playing with ideas, playing with things. So I don't care that I know this train's going to go back. I'm going to try not to chunk out too much of it, but I know, you know, we're not. This isn't going to be anything where we're going to really deal with. So I'm not really concerned. Even though it is cold and gray and gross out, I've been locked in this apartment with my recovery for 2 weeks now, and I'm now finally starting to feel normal again. Well, as normal as I get. So So I may need to go and show off my new fancy pants. Give me an excuse to at least wear them. Was I doing something that I didn't realize I was doing? Yes. Come on. Oh, did I not make a large enough circle? I don't think I did. Oh well. We'll do an old school. Oh no, I did. I thought it was going to be enough. Okay, cool. I was going to say I'll just do the old school fold over. Which I like the look. I like the kind of, you know, the folded point at the end. It looks neat. You know, good for patterns. You know, an outer tip for making a pattern. If you're into that sort of thing, like I am. The kaleidoscopy mandala, you know, kind of deal. Very cool stuff in my book. And Beeble, remember that thing we were talking about the other day? That little, this teleporting corridor, I may incorporate into that somehow. I think that might be kind of interesting. Going to be the newer version of what we were talking about. New and improved. Well, I don't know if it'll be improved, but it'll be new. The other one actually had some neat things in it. And actually that particular build was also and it started off as an R&D. 100%. And then it turned into, you know, something. Nope. Perfect distance for that. Okay, good. Man, could you imagine trying to do this with the old build mechanic? You would have to adjacency every single one of these floor panels right there. And then you'd have to go deleting to get rid of stuff when you couldn't, you know, delete it because it was folded into something. Man, this is so awesome. No matter what current issues we have, this build mechanic is still freaking awesome. Regardless of the, you know, little nitpicky things that, you know, we all... But that's because we've been playing for so darn long, and it's like, you know, this is awesome, but now... And this should even help with you know, the top-down view. Oh, please tell me. Oh, shit. Did I forget to change color? I did. Alright, whatever. We'll deal with that later. I had to build a new setup for the 16. I'm taking pictures of each step. Awesome. Good thought. Yeah, how many times the other day we were like, what the hell did I just do? Damn it. Nope. Like I wasn't having rendering issues before. Let's make it even worse, shall we? Where the hell is this one? Hello? Where is this one? I already... No. There you are. Okay. I was like, wait a minute. We did the other side, so... Logically, this should work. I just couldn't find the snap point. Oh, no, 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 no. Whew. Did not want to have to delete things if I didn't have to. Nothing like working backwards. Two more rungs, and we're going to do a save. I also can't see where I'm ghosting at the moment. Is it just me, or is this like doubling up on that? Am I missing something there? Yeah. Come on, where are you? This one does not want to show up for some reason. Again, we have the other side, so logic would dictate that this should carry through, but for some reason it is not. Kind of skipping over that one. Am I missing that central one? I am. Okay, I wonder if that's causing the issue. But why is it doubling up right on top of that one? Oh, there it is. Joby. I know, I've been trying to avoid him, but you can't. You just can't. Yeah. Who wants to tune in to watch yet another circular build? Well, me. Because even though it is a circle, it's how you decorate it that makes it, you know, what it is. Okay, now... let's make sure we're out far enough. Yeah, there are times where I wish that this changey bit didn't happen. It'd be cool just to have that as its own part. I mean, yes, there are ways to avoid it. But... and I do like it. I do like the way it looks, you know, it's not... but... just sometimes you don't want it to change. You just want to keep it the way it is, you know? Alright, is that good, or should we come out one more? Well, we could nudge it. I mean, it is centered. I mean, you can see that here, you know, between the two lights here. That is centered. I don't think he needs to know. I think he's got it on lock. Alright, that does work. Now, when we're into gap... right now I'm just doing, you know, some visuals. Because I want to see how, you know, the interaction between, you know, the wall and whatnot works. people. um, well, that's why I was doing a lot of square stuff recently, because I was, as much as and I love circles, don't get me wrong. I like making circular patterns, and, it's a good, it's a good hub, as a central point to then branch off of, to then create other things. Like my city, for example. The city is an example of me trying to escape the circle. But, it works really well as a central point to then branch off of, for structural stuff. You know what I mean? And obviously, actually, I can even probably bring this up and then carry it off into something else, which is probably what I would do anyway. I just wanted to see how this mixed here with this particular thing. Like, for example, we'd like to not see that with the windows, right? Necessarily. You want to just retain that glass and not necessarily have to deal with the other bit. Oh. Oh, this is the trapped one right here. Ooh, shoot. Yeah, this is a trap. It's a trap. Oh, wait. Nope, you're trapped here. Okay. We're gonna have to reload. I'm wondering, I'm just curious as how this is, why this is doing what it's doing, Yeah, Vortex. You can also do one short wall down, and it'll keep that from happening to the change in there. Because I think I know I figured that out when we first got it, and then I forgot, and then thankfully Pez was watching. He's like, "You did this, dude," and I'm like, "Oh God," because I knew, I used a short wall, but what did I do? And then, Pez rolled back on the stream, and he's like, "You did this," and I was like, "Oh God, thank you." So, oof. Render is horrible these days. Wow. And again, Frontiers was, when it first dropped, man, was like, I was finally like, wow, they fixed everything. Like, this is awesome. And then in rolls the Move Your Base Computer patch. And then everything just kind of went wackadoo. Alright, so we can do something with this. It is entirely possible. The only issue that we are currently having is the teleporting bit. And it's an issue, but it's not. It's a neat thing. Like, part of me is wondering, like, I wish I could get that same, well, I could. It's a 45, but then it's done twice. Yeah, Vortex, I know a lot of people say the same thing. Devante, welcome. So I'm just curious as to, like, all right, if you walk in the center and you hang here for a second, am I going to go shooting up? Now, if I look up, wonder if it's the terrain. If I jump, I know I'm gonna, yep, right there, boom. So if you jump, you're definitely gonna end up in here. And you can, I wonder if you move out quick enough, or if it's just because I'm in the center and I can, it phases, if something gets all wacky there and I phase through. I'm not really sure, but it is still cool regardless. I want to do a color change on the interior there, but all right, let's see what it looks like from top down. And I like, how we're getting that pattern on the floor. From the lighting. Yeah, I gotta remove all that stuff. Okay. Bink, bink, bink. That's gonna go, that's gonna go, that's gonna go. That doesn't do what I need it to do anyway. Or will it do something useful? That's a question. Alright. PM, welcome. AM. Oh, 12 p.m. I'm like, what the hell? It's actually telling me 12 p.m. Devante, thank you. It is crazy, that's for sure. There's no real rhyme or reason to this damn thing. Again, it's an experiment. It's meant to be Goofaloofa. I wish the render was better, man. The render's really kind of a drag. The rotary phone. It's funny that you bring up the rotary phone. When I was a kid, we had a red phone in our kitchen with a long-ass cord, because if you wanted privacy, you had to walk into another room, and the cord, shut the door, and the cord's crammed in the door, right? And the cord gets all twisted and funky. But we had a rotary phone at the time, and then we upgraded later. And nobody called us because our phone number had a bunch of zeros. It was 586-0030. So the 8, the 6, and all the zeros. No, everyone's like, I don't want to call, because you hit the zero, it's like. All right, I want to change the color of that, but I don't want to do it now. We don't have to do anything with this. We can just say screw it. And actually, I need to go put this back at the build that I'm working on, which is an R&D build, but it's still turning into something. So with that, we can either do one or two things right now. We can decorate. Which actually, in this particular instance, what I want to do would be very, very difficult, if nigh impossible. Because I am missing this direction. Where is that one? Where? Oh, I didn't put it back. Okay. Well, let's add that back in. Apparently we forgot to add something here. I'm like, why does that not look right? Well, there's a reason it doesn't look right. This portion of it is not there. So let's put that back in. And yes, now I can do what I want to do. Alright, good. I looked at the other ones and I'm like, wait a minute. Yeah, I can. Why can't I on that one? Because when I was doing all that color change and stuff, that was weird. For those of you that were here in the beginning, and it all of a sudden just decided that, yeah, I know you just changed the color, but I'm going to go back for some reason. So we could add light fissure motion into this, which I think would look really neat underneath. What the hell is that? Oh, that's part of the... What? Damn it. Okay, we're forward, right? This is a forward one. How did it turn backwards? No, it didn't. Okay, forward. 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 You're there. Now, backwards. Did I screw up the last one? I might have. Yeah, I think I did. And now you're there. Alright, let's make sure I didn't screw anything else up. When I was doing my color change, everything looks okay. And... yes. Alright, so we could throw the light fissure thing in there and give this a little motion, which would actually be kind of cool, right? We do have a holding pattern here, so we could strip this out. Granted, all the work I just did of replacing those, I would have to do it all over again, but I would also have to do it on every single one of these, so that might actually be kind of cool. Now, we do have a bit of red going on in there, so I'm wondering if I want to continue that or if I want to change the color to maybe blue or something. Let's do one. Let's see what it looks like. We might as well do the one we just futzed with. So now I just saved. So I'm going to strip this out, and then I'm going to make sure I can replace it before I do anything else. I think I can. I'm almost positive I can. But just in case. This is the one that I was wondering if I could replace, was right here. Yep, okay, I can. It's all good. What am I missing here? This is going to be that four-way coming down. And then this is going to be which? Uh-oh, that might be the thing I'm missing right there. This is my side one. Yep. Hold on, let's make sure here. My side ones come in, well this one, oh no, that's the, okay, so that's the bottom. This comes in from here. Yes. Okay. We can. We can rebuild this. All right, good. All right. All my holding patterns are there. We're good. So now we're going to come out here. We're going to do just like we did on the other one, only I don't know if that'll work. So we need to hide it. So this is how many? That is 3, and the other one is 3. So if we do it like we did the last set, it should work, right? Technically. Okay, so this is where we're held. And before it would be, I'd have the thing here, then I would add 2. So this should put the light fissure where it's supposed to go. Let's find out if that's actually the case. So where's my big ass wire? There it is. My BAW. Big ass wire. And we need a light fissure. Fissure of light. See, look at my controller drift. Look at that. You know what? That's what I'm doing today. I am going to buy a new controller. I am not touching my controller right now. Look at that. PlayStation controllers and drift is weird. Look at this. I'm not doing anything. I am not holding my controller. It is down on the armrest of my chair. That is so bizarre. Okay. I don't know why PlayStation controllers have that issue, but they seem to. Yep, that's what I'm going to do today. I needed a plan today. I needed to get out of the apartment. 2 weeks of the initial surgery recovery were not pleasant. And now that I am feeling closer to being human, I definitely, damn it, definitely need to get out of this apartment. My car would probably be happy that I was driving it again too. Just been sitting in the parking lot. Oh really? Oh really? No. Oh, come on, come on. I see you. You want to do what I'm thinking. Haha. I can only get that far though, but yeah, never mind. I thought maybe I could get in there, use that cross member as a guide, but no. But you can get your camera through that, which is interesting. I may have to experiment with that. Yeah, we need that. We need that. Yep, that's going in there. Do we get anything off the top side with that? Oh, we do. Right on. I knew we were gonna. Why did I even say that? You know how I know? Because we just freaking did it. Oh, look at that! Look at that! Wouldn't that be cool? Wouldn't that be cool? Right there, that part. Put glass around that. Oh, that would be sick. A little dome. Look how that's rendering in. Or in this case, not. Oh, there it goes. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, I can come back. No, it's something to do with the mechanical portion on the inside of it. They are prone to drift for some reason. Why did I do that? Because you're a moron. Oh, yeah. Although if you watch one of my favorite 80s movies... Tommy, give her your jacket. Why? Because you're perfect. Oh, yeah. Now, if somebody knows the line off of that movie, and what movie that is, I'm going to give you the Quicksilver Award of the day. If you can tell me what movie that line is from, you get the Quicksilver Award of the day. Do 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 do. Nope. It's an 80s movie. Yeah, how about not doing the one that you're standing on? See, and the initial trick with spacing was to hide the light fissure within the ball. Tombot, what's going on? Welcome, welcome. Thanks for stopping in. Good to see you on this fine... Oh, now for me it's Sunday afternoon, 10, 11, 12. Got 45 minutes. I think we can accomplish this in that amount of time. We'll see. Alright, where were we? We are here, so if I am here, my big ass wire is there. Can I copy these when they're not enlarged? Is that doable? It's just when they're enlarged, right? That you can't... No, you can't copy it in general. Oh, that's kind of a bummer. Enra, what's going on? That was sort of foolish of me. Where'd that go? Where the hell is it? We just built that, right? Where the hell did it go? Oh, there it is. I'm like, where the hell did I put it? Apparently way the frick up there. Oh, this should be fun. Ready? Jetpack light fissure collection. That's some skill right there, boy. Okay, let's get back to doing what we're doing. Big ass wire right there. And then we got the light fissure. Is this a new patch for NMS? I'm not sure what you mean by that. We still have not gotten a new update since the Frontiers update. We have had patches. Joby Cummings gets the award. Nice job, homie. Buckaroo Banzai. The original title was much in the planets and lectoids from the planet, or from the what was the original title? It was like The Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai and the lectoids from something or other. Does that sound about right? You know what? Let's make our job easier, shall we? We know we can return all of this, right? We know that. Let's do this with a little bit of thought process. Try and make our lives a little bit easier. I cheated, used the interwebs. How did you get the line from that? Is that on the internet, that line? Is it that known of a line? I thought I was pulling an obscurity there. Unuseful. I'm not able to read what you just typed. The overthruster. Are we back around? We're back around, right? 1 and 2. Okay, so now we're going to add in the 2 domes. 1 and 2. My other favorite line from that movie. I'm off to brunch with friends. Have a great stream. Thank you, Joby. Hit me up later, bro. When you get back, get together, throw some parts. What was I going to say? My other favorite line from that movie is, so, Buckaroo Banzai and the character played by, oh God, Jeff Goldblum, are surgeons, brain surgeons to be exact. And they're in the middle of brain surgery. And 2 of the members of Buckaroo Banzai entourage are, you know, in the background eating Chinese food, noodles, out of a container. And so anyway, they're in the middle of the brain surgery. And Buckaroo Banzai goes to Jeff Goldblum and he says, oh, don't tug on that. You never know what it might be attached to. And they're brain surgeons. I'm like, shouldn't you know what that's attached to? There's actually a lot of really great lines in that movie. It's a great movie. You've got a bunch of people, a bunch of actors that you would know. Why did I just do that? That was silly of me. That was dumb, Kevin. Why did you just do that? Was it Peter? No, I'm trying to remember the name of the main actor to that movie. Either way, if you've never seen it, it is a good watch if you dig on like 80s, or if you grew up in that era and you never saw it, at least you would, you know, it would ring familiar on some levels. But the other actor in there playing Dr. Lizardo is, oh God, and of course now I can't think of his name. Third Rock from the Sun guy. I just saw him in The Accountant on TV the other day. He played the head of the blah blah blah. All right, so this one's done, and that one is done. Oh, here's the one I was. John Lithgow. Thank you. Yes, John Lithgow's in it. But yeah, it's a neat movie. Check it out if you're into that sort of thing. Is that everybody? That's everybody. Shazam! Alright. Let's see here. And now we need fissure a light. Light a fissure. There you are. Now we need a big ass wire, which should be located somewhere around here. Now we're just going to go around in a circle. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Alright, where's my center line? Of course, now I got a shadow and I can't see anything. So we're just going to go by the seat of our pants. And hope we're somewhat accurate here. That looks pretty good. And even this, I don't really care how it comes out. This is, it's just me playing around with ideas to do, things to do with this. How can I make this look like it's supposed to be something? I mean, yes, it's neat as an art project, don't get me wrong. Nothing wrong with doing some art, as a matter of fact. That's what I did for a living for 25 years. But, if you are all about making sure everything you do is completely 100% usable, But there's really more. Adam Mack, what's going on? Bozimoto, welcome. And thank you. Yeah, you were the one that got it as well. And thanks for joining. Good to see you all today. And I know I said it earlier, but I'm going to say it again because there's some newer people in here. You guys in chat are freaking awesome. Remember that today. If you're having a bad day, just remember Kevin said I'm awesome. Bump into somebody being grumpy at the grocery store. 25 items and the 10 items or less. Feeling grumbly. Just go, you know what? Kevin said I'm awesome. I don't need to be grumbly. This will only take a moment out of my time. No, you're awesome. People in charge in chat are awesome. I'm not awesome. I'm far from awesome. I'm lukewarm at best. I'm awesome at flapping my gums about absolutely nothing. I'm I'm kind of awesome at making weird arty things. I wouldn't even say awesome. I'm just like goofy. Like, hey, what would this do? Oh, that looks kind of neat. And here's kind of a good... oh, never mind. Thought in my head that had nothing to do with anything. Never mind. And thanks for showing up today, guys, on this Sunday of No Man's Skyness. And, this could be a power generator kind of thing in your base, Do something crazy like that. I don't know, I mean, I'm just trying to come up with some wackiness, my friends. I know this isn't really much of anything, but hey. It's fun, and that's what matters. Who's streaming? Anybody streaming in about 40 minutes, 30 minutes? Who's streaming today? Anybody? Zane on today? We'll check before I sign off. We're gonna raid. I always forget, and usually I used to stream late at night, so nobody was on after me, so raiding would be kind of pointless. Shoot. But now that I'm trying to switch it up to days, hey, speaking of raids, thanks GT, thanks for stopping in, man. Moose, welcome y'all. Thanks for stopping in today. Well, I guess we're not raiding GT since GT raided us. But when I hopefully there's somebody streaming when I end, because I would like to pass on the raid. You know, again, like I said, I used to stream nighttime, and you know, I stopped streaming. Most people were in bed or just waking up to go to work. You got to go later, Beebs. Hey, Beeble, hit me up about the other way to do that, please. I've got the next few days off, and if you have time Monday, maybe, because I'm going to stream when I get back from the doctor tomorrow. I'm going to use my usual Monday. I know I'm going a little overboard lately, but, you know, we came up with this, and actually was something for me to do, which meant that there was something for you to watch. So, yeah, Beebs, hit me up if you can, if you have the time. I know you are a busy dude. But thanks for hanging out, Beebs, for as long as you did. Have a wonderful day, mate. And I'll talk to you soon. And if for some bizarre reason you are not subscribed to Beeble Bum, get on that. I mean, granted, everybody in here is already subscribed to Beeble, and probably is how they found out about me, from randomly crashing his streams to make a mess of things. But if you are not, for some bizarre reason, subscribed to Beeble, get on that. Get on it. Get on it. Get down on it. Get down on it. Get down on it. Yeah, yeah. Subscribe to Beeble. Yeah, yeah. Get down on it. Subscribe to Beeble. Yeah, yeah. Get down on it. Boom, boom. That's enough of that now. Boom, boom. Where's my save beacon? Where the hell did I put it? Yeah, I really hope they do something with the render, because it is horrible these days. Like, you can't even turn your head and then not have something like phase out on you. It's really bad. And again, to reiterate, when we first got the new update, it was freaking perfect. The update was perfect. The rendering was nice. I mean, yes, there were a couple of little minor things that we basically worked around anyway. Like, again, you know me, I'm going to repeat myself on stuff for a bunch of reasons. One, because new people are showing up all the time, in and out. Not all the time, but, you know, periodically. And hey, whoa, hey. Yeah. It needed motion. It needed something, you know. I was hoping that it would cross through, but this is up higher. Yeah, we're gonna have to figure that out, why this does what it does. But as long as you end up in there and you can jump out, I want to try and use this. I want to make something out of this. It's here. Why not? I'm gonna probably end up deleting the freaking wackiness over here, but this is definitely gonna go away. Part of me wants to keep it, but part of me is like, no, why bother? I mean, it is the first set of experiments with this, so a lot of times I keep those just for sentimental reasons. Alright, so now let's get back to putting stuff where it belongs. And man, what a blessing to not have that light fissure disappear on you. This whole, like, improvement with the phase deletion stuff is really, really wonderful. I mean, that was such an issue for a long time. You're like, man, finally got that in position, and then you're like, oh man, I need to move that because I want to do this or whatever, and then you move it, and then everything around it deletes, and you're rebuilding for days, or you decide you're like, ah, screw it, it ain't worth it. But you know, if you could have, it would have been that much better. But the fact that we can now delete stuff and have it stick around, for the most part, there are still minor phase deletion things, but it's really not a big deal in my mind. Nice balls, bud. Hell yeah, baby. That's what she said. Yeah! Well, I haven't heard that in over 10 years now, but that's a whole other story. And even if I did in the last 2 weeks, damn. Hernia surgery. Don't recommend it, but if you need it, freaking get it, okay? It is not... the surgery itself was nothing. I didn't even remember it. You know, the nurse was like, "Okay, we're gonna start giving you the happy stuff," and I was like, "Cool." You know, I was all looking forward to like kind of being in my brain with like seeing how the happy stuff affected me. You know, the hospital drugs, not just nip nip. She's like, "Okay," and then all I remember was putting the guard up on the bed, lifting the bed, and started moving forward, and I went out. I was out. Woke up. I'm like kind of sitting upright in the hospital bed, and I'm like, "What time is it?" She's like, "You've already asked that like 3 times." I'm like, "Oh, okay, sorry." But the first week of the recovery was downright uncomfortable, just downright uncomfortable. It really was not at all pleasant. Couldn't sleep. Was in constant discomfort in areas that I've never had discomfort in. Thankfully, they were able to do it laparoscopically. Night, night, guys. Oh, night, night, gas. Yeah. Blah blah blah. Yada yada yada. But I am. Let's see. Thursday would have been week 2. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We're 2 weeks, 3 days in, and I am feeling much, much better. There's still some things. There's still some minor things. There's so they use what the surgeon called it a tack. And that was the other really cool thing, actually, in my mind. My whole team was all women. My surgeon was a woman. All the nurses were women, except for one guy, part of the anesthesiologist. One of the anesthesiologists was a man, but predominantly my whole crew were women, which was awesome. Not just because of what I'm going to probably say, but because thank you, GT. But yeah, it was just really nice. It wasn't like this whole like testosterone-filled environment, which I think would have made me feel uncomfortable. Like grumpy dude surgeon has done a million of these, hernia surgeries. Like she was very really that really was important to me to feel comfortable with my surgeon. And when I first had my first meeting with the surgeon, I immediately felt comfortable, and that that to me was like, all right, I feel good about this. Well, I didn't feel good, but Bot, you out of here? Bye bye, Mr. Bot. Mr. Bot, leave? Did I miss something? Oh well. I forgot what I was saying. Anyway, but yeah, it was just nice. I think if I wasn't comfortable with the surgeon, I might have even said, you know what? Can I get another person? Because as my first surgery, that was important to me to make sure I didn't want to feel nervous the entire time. I was already going to feel nervous, but if I felt like the doctor didn't give a crap, then what would be the point? Sorry, I just went completely radio silence for a second because, well, you know why. It's called builder's hush. We've all been there. Why are you not doing... Oh, I know why, because you're not the right one. That would explain it. There you are. Oh, you had to report a bot. Did you spot a bot for me? Thank you very much. Otter Jockey, what's going on? I've broken my spine 5 times. Yeah, I can imagine. One of my good friends broke his spine twice. He can barely move, and he's crazy because he's an animal. He'll just be like, I don't care. He can barely move, but the kid still, like, works heavy machinery and does his mechanic stuff. Does mechanics on like big diesel stuff. That's what he used to do, but I don't think he does that anymore as a job. I think he just does it now for like his own stuff. Yeah, the render is horrible now. Horrible. I really hope that in the next patch they can address that. Stability is always, I mean, granted, we know there's a ton of stuff going on. It's a ton of stuff happening. The fact that I'm on a PlayStation Pro and not a PlayStation 5, I don't know if the render's any better on a 5, if anyone has one. And if you're still experiencing the staticky render stuff that I've been seeing all day, let me know, please. Because it ain't nice. Oh, you're a mechanic? Actually, how I met my friend was he came in when I was tattooing, and he's like, I want to get a tattoo of a spine down my spine, but on each one of the vertebrae that I've broken, I want you to, and crack them, make them look broken. And I was like, hell yeah! So I did this giant spine, black and gray photo, semi-photorealistic, down his back. And, broke each of one of the vertebrae, drew them in as broken. So that was kind of neat. And then we got to talking, and, the time I was riding motorcycles, he rode, and it's actually, I met my roommate, come to think of it. It was back when I was riding, which I miss. And as soon as I get a little more stable, I think I'm going to go, once I get back to work again, I think I'm going to buy another motorcycle, because I miss it. That's one of my favorite things to do a while back, was to ride. It's just a great way to clear your head. There's something about riding a motorcycle, man. I can't explain it unless you're a rider, you've ridden. Some people are like, I don't get it. Why a motorcycle? Well, is that just something about it? Oh, there we go. Oh, missed it. Come on. Bubbles. Ooh, excuse me. Coffee coming back to haunt me. Come on. I think that's where it's supposed to be. Oh man, I'm going to have that freaking song stuck in my head all day now. I need to listen to some more music today, because that's good. You know that. Everyone knows that one. The whole song stuck in your head bit. You're like, no! It's usually a song you can't stand. I mean, the one I'm humming right now, I can tolerate. It's not a bad song. But it's usually like a song you're like, I hate that friggin' song, and then you hear it randomly, wherever. Or it just pops in your head for some reason. And you're like, no! Now, if you haven't seen the ball made yet, it looks like it's pretty easy. Just rotate some flooring, right? Yes and no. Because, you know, and again, for those of you who are just joining this in general and have not seen any of this yet, Jaboy, who was in chat a moment ago, who went to brunch. You do that sort of thing when you have a wife. I don't go to brunch. I don't have a girlfriend or a wife. So I'm not getting invited to brunch very often. If ever, actually. Maybe once. Although I don't think it was called brunch. It just happened to be the time. Anyway. Joby and I had, you know, created these things a while back, but they just were never quite perfect. I had to retire permanently, no more gearhead, fun for me. They say if I do it 6 times I'll lose my... No! Yeah. Yeah, don't do that, Otter. And that sucks, bro. You know, a lot of people forget that, you know, your spine, that's... You know, that's the central nervous system, man. It's your body's wiring system, main hub. Alright, I need to move the save beacon, I think, because I can't remember where I put it. There it is. Family had an airplane restoration business. Oh, really, GT? That's kind of cool. When I was a teen and had the opportunity to be involved, so when I got into fixing cars, it felt like, yeah, right? Mine much easier than... And if the engine fails, you're not going to plummet out of the sky. And you just have to maybe pull over. Or it won't start and you're not going to go anywhere, you know? Well, the plane would be the same thing there, but you know what I mean. Yeah, that's a lot of responsibility, man, to an airplane mechanic. Whoo! Actually, I know an airplane mechanic worked for American Airlines, I think he said. I'm pretty sure it was that. But a really great builder, if you don't know him, and he's been around a long time. Actually, this gentleman and I started glitch building way back together. And actually, when they first introduced multiplayer building, before you saw your character, you were a floating orb. And actually, were we able to multiplayer back then build? I don't remember. I know we could see each other's orbs, and I think what it was... No, we weren't multiplayer building. He was building on his base, and I was building on mine, and we were roughly 300 U away. And then back then, when you met, you used to have this like monument trophy that the two of you had to be together, and then you couldn't quite tell where you placed it. And then somebody finally figured out how to, figure out how to place it. And then you'd have this, like, beacon shooting up. Which I wish they had today, but now it doesn't really matter because you actually meet people on a regular basis. Back then, to run into somebody was, like, an impossibility. But yeah, Apictor, or Photon, is his other persona, worked for American Airlines as a mechanic. And he is a great builder. Photon builds some really neat stuff. He's very detail-orientated. And not as known. He kind of just flies under the radar, and he likes it that way, I think. But he is an amazing dude. He is a really good human being. And I actually got to hang out with him in person. He doesn't live too far from me, so he was in my area, and we got to hang out. He's really, really nice. And also, helped me out during a very tricky part of my life. All right, did we reload yet? We did, right? Yeah. Oh. Hey, what a great view that is! Look at that line! Let's prevent that from happening again, shall we? because I am not digging on it. And you know what? I always use black, gray, and or black and grays. Let's use this. No, that's not. Let's use teal. I like teal. Lilac. I mean, I like the color lilac, and I like lilacs. They're pretty. But not for this. Get a little teal going on now. Teal's right up there in my... I'm a fan of green and blue. Not so much a fan of red in things in life. And this, you know, like... if I had it, you know, somebody gave me a red Ferrari, I would trade it in for another color. Or sell it for something else. Ooh, I like the teal color. I need to, maybe I should be using this more often. I like this color. It's just nice. Now, I could start incorporating some of the other little nifty bits I've learned myself. Not learned, but, you know, little decorative items and whatnot I've come up with. Yeah, I like the teal. I'm going to use that more often. I really like it. That's nice. It's a nice look. Okay, so now, yeah, see, now it looks like it's doing something. Like this, we can almost turn this into like kind of a UFO thing, and then all that, and then have like light fissures shooting down with some lasers, like it's a beam, or, you know, Independence Day style, you know, shooting down. You know, this is the powers running into there, going into the orb, shooting down and destroying your settlement. So what and live off the interest? What I missed there? But yeah, I am digging. Okay, now let's try out our teleportation corridor here. Now sometimes it just happens when you're sitting here, other times it happens randomly. Sometimes it happens when you look up. I mean, we know it'll happen if I jump up, but okay, so I'm looking around and I'm noticing a little bit of inconsistency. So what I would probably do, but I'm not going to do it right now because I don't want to bore you with it, is I would probably fix the 3 that, or 4, depending on which look I was trying to achieve, and I would probably go with the thicker band. I'd probably leave that. So I would probably have to fix 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them, or 3 of them for time's sake. One of them. But you know what I mean? So I'd probably want to do a little bit of change on oh, the Ferrari. Yeah, sell it and live off the interest. Well, it depends on which Ferrari we were talking about. Some Ferraris you can get for a couple $100,000, and you're not really going to live off the interest on that. Not these days, anyway. Yeah, see, I like that. I like that little teleporting doohickey. Okay, I have held on to a lot of this long enough. I am going to get rid of this. I can always bring it back. This part, though, is a bitch to do. Oh my God, you have no idea. Holy crap. Getting this angle out here, trying to get the elbow into this was nightmarish. That's all I'm going to say. Okay, and I'm not sure if I want to keep the dual. I like the way it looks, but I'm not sure if I want to keep it yet. Okay, this one can go. That clears up a lot of that. I do, GT. What's up, bro? Ask away. There we go. Now we can actually see some stuff here. Now we're getting somewhere. Okay. There's the patterns. Just trying to find the darkest environment I can here. Hold on. It doesn't seem to be that dark, oddly enough. Alright, so we have some lighting. But we are lacking some. We need to highlight certain areas. Granted, we don't have any motion with the light fissure going on right now. But what I'm trying to do is I need to pick out... Okay, so now if we're looking at this, and we're going to call this the ball flower, why not? Okay, now, look at the central ball. And then look at the petals that come out from each area. Okay, on the bottom you can see it a little bit better than the top. Okay, see those sort of triangular petal shapes? Kind of looks like a flower, right? Was I mistaken, or did I see you scale up a wall and glitch it to a wire where the scale remains? GT, you did, but what you saw was what I'm calling my tethering technique for more proper placement of scaled items. Now, let's take a break from this for a minute. I think this looks killer. I don't know about you all, but I think I'm gonna work with this. I'm gonna make this into something. I don't know what, a building, an art project, a power station. I don't know, but I might as well work with it. So it's here. Why the hell not, right? And actually, since you're asking that question, we're gonna roll away from this for just a moment. We'll come back and play with our balls. But until then, did you get it, Dark Hellboy? Oh, all right. I'm gonna go over to. I just want to help GT out for a second, and then if you want, no, you know what? We'll deal with this later, and then we'll bring it out next time. We'll try to find a way that we can do this together, or. Am I in the right save? I don't think I am. No, I am. Wait, hold on. No, I'm not. Okay, so we saved here. We're going to switch saves. I apologize. Bear with us, please. We're going to quit to mode select. Manuel, I don't need you this time. Yes, 34 seconds ago. That's good. That means whatever we just did is there. And now we're going to go here, and we're going to go to our 641. Okay. But I'm going to rebuild it in 10 minutes. Okay. Well, Hellboy, once I'm done streaming, I got a couple of things, errands to do. I'll hit you up when I get back, and then we'll throw some parts. You can show me how to do it, and then we'll carry it through. I think I know what you did. It's just a question of making it. Okay. Oh, yes. I'm so glad we showed up here. For those of you who know and have been on my freighter before, okay, and now I got to bring this up too because this is driving me insane. I had to delete Deco in order to get in here. Okay, so when the patch happened, I lost power. I had Christie's Beach come in here, and she's awesome. I miss her. I haven't talked to her in a bit. And she's an awesome player. She's on PC. Anyway, I was working on my freighter. I wanted to do some freighter stuff because I had seen people doing some things with PC and freighters before. So I was like, hey, I got an idea for Windows. Can you come in and help me with that? And I also want to put in some power doors, And she came in, freaking hooked me up, and put up with me going, no, can you put it like this? Yep, hold on. And she was awesome. Awesome. Christie's Beach is awesome. Anyway, make this story longer and more endless. So the dude I was hanging out with last night, he showed me his freighter, and then I'm like, all right, let me show you mine. I'll show me yours, I'll show you mine. But anyway, and he fixed my power issue. So I can get through my base again. I can get through my freighter, because my freighter, I couldn't get through the tri-doors in one of my favorite parts of the build, and I was super bummed. I'm like, all right, and I didn't, I went in on stream to check when Frontiers dropped. So of course, we go to our bases and we go, okay, did anything get screwed up? And two things happened on my freighter. One, I lost the power. Secondly, and this isn't just the freighter, but it affected the traversing of my freighter. Yes, she does. But anyway, the gentleman who something wireless, Wheezy Wireless, I think is his name. Anyway, I can't thank him enough for dropping in and putting up with me last night to try to figure out how to repower it. And it turned out to be actually pretty easy to repower. But the one thing that bums me out, and it happened out of nowhere, again with the update, everything else lost its collision bubble, and the new part gained it. Look at this collision bubble. That's the collision bubble of this. Look at how wide that is. And it doesn't matter the size. Well, actually, yeah, it does. The collision bubble does change. I forgot, because the smaller it is, the less collision bubble. But holy crap. The pallet, all right? The pallet, the collision bubble on that thing is ridiculous. It's like the monitors used to be, only bigger. And I used to have one here for consistency, but then I could not get through here. So I'll redecorate that section. And then here, same issue. Okay, so there's a gap because, the PC parts and, the whatever, anyway. So when we added this room, there was a little gap between the cuboid room flooring and the freighter room flooring. So I was like, oh, cool, the pallet would make a nice little step, right? We just got it. We just had the derelict freighter stuff. And I'm like, this would be cool, but watch. I cannot enter without jumping over. But see, the collision bubble on the smaller version is smaller. So it does change, actually, my fault. But see how small that one is in comparison to the large one that we had. If we had the large one, the collision bubble would probably, and I kid you not, be that. Okay. So we're going to just do a quick tour of the freighter because, well, I haven't been able to use it. I got screwed by those industrial pallet bubbles too. Had a building with them as floor. Oh, I couldn't enter the building even in build camera. So, yeah. And it's, again, like, it's so weird how, like, these little things happen with the update. With an update, you know what I mean? Like, one time, like, the thing's fine, it's fine, and then all of a sudden, something just weird happens. Remember the shelves? Yep. Didn't the rug have a spherical bubble? The rug used to, yes. Actually, that's how I made the time machine energy sphere. I did that. Okay, so we're going to do a quick tour of my freighter. I know most of you are sick of it by now, but if you have not seen my freighter before, it'll be somewhat of a little treat for you. And then, GT, don't worry, you know me and my memory sucks, but I still know what you want, and I will get on that. So, lab, and this is what he fixed for me. These doors, and the funny thing is, he came in on PC, and everything worked for him. Everything was powered for him. But for me, it was not. But what he fixed for me was the entrance into my favorite section, because when I came up with this design element, I was like very happy with it. One of the few things that I want to actually incorporate into some other builds. But on a freighter was the server towers, right? I really liked the server towers. I thought these were a neat little thing that I had come up with. You know, where you just saw, you know, the little light there and a little bit on the side, you know. And man, were these a pain to manually place in there. And this was built pre-Frontier, okay? But I could not get through here, which then, in terms of walking around the freighter, and we got our storage units over here, meant that you couldn't cut through, okay? And this was like the transition from one side to another. But now, oh God, that's so awesome. Wheezy Wireless, man, thank you, brother, for hooking this up. You are... He got my Quicksilver award of the day yesterday. Actually, his award was for the week. The fact that, you know, we were able to fix all this was really, really spectacular, and very, very happy that we were able to. All right, you've all seen this. I'm going to make it quick. Yeah, medbay, blah, blah, blah stuff. And actually, it's good that I'm here because I'm looking at stuff going, maybe I could use that again, like this, for example. Blah, blah, blah. And then we have, see, that's our pass-through, which then brings us to med, right? Pass-through to the other side, down. Then we get into here. Oh, we got another huge collision bubble, but this is the monitor, and we're used to that, and it's not, and look, the monitor's not even, hello, as big as, oh yeah, it is, never mind, my bad. Okay, and then this door here, which, you know, you came in, it was open. It's like the whole point is for you to walk through this. You know, this is the security checkpoint. Yeah, hey, just walk in. Yeah, this is supposed to be the security checkpoint, right? And then we got the watering. And thankfully, the electrical symbols disappeared. These used to be covered in the electrical symbol. And it drove me nuts, but thankfully that whatever happened got fixed. Then we're gonna go up here. We got the lab. We've already been there. Yada yada yada. Let's just check crew quarters now that we. Oh, yep. Again, gigantic collision bubble. And we'll run through crew quarters, and then we'll get down on the planet. Get down on it. Boom, boom, boom. Get down on it. I just haven't been in here in a while, and I'm just kind of. I miss my freighter, man. And then we'll go show GT. All right, GT, let's go hit our area, because I'm already set up to do what you're asking. That's why I changed saves. It's like, oh yeah, I can show you. I'm already set up for it. And I still got to put this in its proper place, but for now, it's just stuck here. Okay. Where are you? 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 You are here. And we are all set up here for what you are asking, which is awesome. All right, where's my coffee? There you are. Ah, lifeblood. I need caffeine, or I'm real mean. I want my coffee. I need my coffee. Coffee, coffee, coffee. Warping away again to Margaritaville. Okay, so you're not really snapping a scaled part, okay? What you're doing is you're securing your movements a little bit. So, as we can see here, we have a round room building, a round kaleidoscope, because, well, that's how they are. But we have full scale, nice and evenly spaced, almost looks snapped, but it's not. Windows, okay? It's not all wonky. The windows don't look all twisted. What the hell? Oh, I passed right through that. Cool. They're not twisted. They are lined up pretty darn well. And this kaleidoscope, which had to be manually placed in, these are all full-scale race initiators. These here, the ones that make the cross tines, the ones on the center ring are normal, the ones in the outer ring are normal. But in order to do placement with a scaled part like this and have it not be all twisted, I had to figure out some way to do that. Because if it were all twisted, then it would look that way. The kaleidoscope wouldn't have been as kaleidoscopy. The oh yeah, I'm not even going to bother with my my big ass city. I'm waiting for the next patch, hoping that we have some better stability. Okay, we are out of sync. We can tell the center's all warbly, but you know it is. You know what? Hold on. I know we hate this, but without you get it. It is when it's reloaded and in sync. It looks pretty darn perfect. It almost looks snapped. It really does. And then same thing here. Okay, without being able to get a scaled part to snap without twisting, this would have looked very different, right? If it were twisted, the animation as it opened would look really wonky. The animations of this would look really wonky, right? Of this kaleidoscope, although it's a oh, never mind. I think that's a normal size. But this over here, which is how I built the cube as well, and these doors. Like, if these doors had gotten twisted, they wouldn't work as well, right? And this here, all this is scaled. Except, well, I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. See, one of it looks twisted, but it's actually not. It's lighting and shadow. See, as I get closer, now we see this here, but it's actually not twisted. It does look it, and it took me a while to figure this out. But see, this is all hand placed items, but in a way where you're not twisting the part all around, okay? So, what the hell is this? When did I build that? Oh yeah, I remember now. Little tiny round room and a bunch of the skulls on it, right? It looks pretty killer, actually. Look at that. Doesn't that look neat? Okay, so what I call the large scale tether technique. All right, this is the setup. Okay, and I'm going to do it here since we have an empty one. And I knew I did. That's why I came here, actually, because I needed to put this back. All right, so first you need to know how to make a BAW, a big ass wire, okay, which is this here. So I'm just going to copy it because I already have it. I don't have to make it, okay? And thankfully they brought this back, and I'm really glad they did, the rotation of the wire. So what you're going to do is, and if you have legacy parts, I recommend the metal flooring for this. You're going to straighten this out as much as you can manually. you're going to get real close to this connector like so, okay? Now if you look down the barrel of the electrical connector like this, you're going to notice that it looks sort of like a pencil point. Alright? So see the pencil in there? Kind of looks like a pencil, right? Like a sharpened pencil. It even has the black graphite tip. Or if you were born in the 40s, lead. So right now what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to line this. Now your reference is going to be your reference. For my reference in this particular build, it's right here, okay? But your first tether point doesn't really matter as long as it's centrally located, okay? When we get to the next point, I'll explain. But see how this fits right between this section right here? All right? And see how you can get a nice central line here? And again, you're going to be, millimeters off here and there, but the overall effect will look good. All right? So we're going to now place that wire. Now, because I have the wire, the only thing I can do is go left and right. It is not going to twist on the action. The piece is going to stay flat, and we'll show this in a minute. And then all I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of find another reference point. And now this is where we're going to connect to. So we want this one to be as dead on as possible, okay? But you want to try and get this as straight as possible. And the trick to that is really looking down at this connector right here. All right, getting through. Now, once you've set up your tether point, which is this, what you're going to do is you're going to grab whatever part you're going to use. And for convenience, we're going to grab this. Now, we're going to cache it. Now, you've already set up your coloration with your wire, preferably. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this wire, bink. I'm going to bring it to the closest connector to me. I'm going to snap to it so that now I can pull out my wire, right? Bobby McGee, welcome back. Hope you're out of work. So now again, we're going to bring our camera down here. And what's really neat about this, the closer you get, the closer you can get to your tether point and still have the part come out scaled. As long as the electrical connector is large or small, depending on what you've done, you can place it and it will still come up scaled. All right? But now see how we're just moving left and right? See how that we're just moving left and right here? So now for my setup, I need to come out here. And for what I'm doing in this particular build is we're going to come out here. I'm going to look for my center point, which is right about here. I'm going to pull it back to my reference. Whatever your reference is yours. Look for your reference points, always good. Right to the end of that pencil point gets to be right about there. And then I'm going to build. And now, if you look, that's pretty frickin' straight. Now, I'm sure you all already know this, but with a scaled wall is 3 floor panels wide. So when you're doing this, if you want, wall end to wall end to wall end, you want to use your middle floor. Okay, so it's 3 floor panels wide and 3 walls high, roughly on the height. So now, I've already got my other tether point set up here. Now, before I do that, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make a big wall so I can kind of show you the manual problem. All right, so we made a big wall. Okay? And you're like, all right, I need this thing. Oh, I copied it. Shoot. Well, I forget. You can't go back into free placement once you copy something, which is kind of ridiculous, but whatever. So, let's try and make this a little more accurate, right? So, say you just manually place it, which, and again, you can just do the wire here like so and get it lined up, but I found that you're always a little bit twisted. You can't ever quite get it perpendicular. So that's why if you snap it here first, then you're getting your perpendicular going on. All right? Yes, GT, the wire has to have the same scale because it's the wire that depicts the size. Okay, so now I'm going to duplicate it instead of move it this time. So now, if I'm trying to place this in manually, look what's happening. See how it's twisting this way and this way? So you're never going to quite be, you know what I mean? If it's a little off, it's going to be very noticeable, especially as you start to, head out. But that's what I'm talking about. Whereas the wire, it moves, like that. Whereas if you're trying to kind of finagle it, you've got too much twisting going on here, like so. And that's what led me to the tether point. I was like, well, wait a minute. Is there a way I can stabilize this a little bit more? So we're going to cache. We're going to copy. We're going to tether to the closest point. And now, see, it's just left and right. It's not left, right, and twist left, right. It's just, the part, if it were here, which we can't see without me. Okay, so now, see how we're just twisting? The whole thing's twisting in one motion. Okay, and that's the key. As opposed to twisting and then rotating. That's what I'm looking for. That's the word I'm looking for. Okay. So, I wonder. I just saw something happen and now I'm curious. So, bunk. Free placement, no. What did I do to change? I just saw something. Oh, I'm going to have to figure that out after. All right. So now we're going to place in our second one just so we can kind of see. And also be careful of this. Look at that. See that? The twist. When your cursor ends up passing by something, and dropping in. So make sure, keep an eye on your reference. Keep an eye on your, what's going on. So we're going to just bring that pencil point back to the edge. We're going to build it. And now, if we look down the sides here, and this is a fold over, by the way, so it's meant to look like this. I folded the part. But if we come out here, I mean, is it perfect? No. Does it look pretty damn close? Hell yeah. It's pretty damn close. Oh, shoot. I went way past my time. All right, we're going to go to 2 o'clock. Then we're going to see if anybody else is streaming, and then we're going to raid if somebody is streaming. Now, herein lies another minor issue, however. Okay. This upside down and angles when you're doing this technique gets a little trickier to do. Now, when you're doing upside down, because if you want to do a circle, like I did here, and with scaled pieces, the only circle you're going to do is 8-sided. Because once you try to fill in, you lose reference on your next gap. You can't get to your reference because the part is too big and folds over onto your reference lines. So, in order to do this, I did the same thing, only, I had to go underneath because the wire is now looking down, so we want it to shoot in to make the circle, right? But when you're working upside down and then upside down at an angle, trying to get your camera in position can get a little tricky. Not at all, GT. You're not taking all my time, homie. And this is why I'm here, is to try to, help people if I can. That's why we do what we do. the other thing that I recommend is do not, if you're doing the circle in this method, do not copy and then pull, because it's going to be twisted and weird. Okay, I don't know why, but it does. So you want to put a flat one somewhere, or like, you know, on the lower one down here, use that one to copy and then just transfer over as you go around. Okay, because as you try to get in here, and I'll show you, because do I have my angle set up here yet? No, I don't. I was working on that. Okay. You know, obviously this one's a little easier to deal with, and the ones on the ground are a little easier to deal with, honestly enough. So, but if you're doing something like this, one, you need to remember, you know, how things are going to fit and sit and whatever. But I'm just going to show you what I mean by trying to get your reference points on it. So, as you see, what was I trying to say here? Idiot, come on. All right, let's just grab a wire. We don't care where position is at the moment. We're just trying to explain. So, when you are using this, all right, this wire, if you notice, the reason I chose the connector in front of me is that's the direction that the wall is going to face. All right, if I were to glitch it from here, it would be backwards. Like if I were to turn around and pull from the other direction, I believe it would be backwards. All right, so this is the tricky part. So I need to come at it. I always forget. That's the closest one, so yes, it would be this way. All right, so because we want the wall to face the direction we're pulling from. So here I am at this angle. And here's the issue. Look at, see, you're not really, this is another twist rotation problem. So what I was doing to help with this a little bit was double clicking my right stick, recentering my camera, coming in, rotating, and this is actually, no, I gotta go the other way, my fault. I'm trying to remember how I did all this. It's because you need to be able to get in to see the you know, your there we go. So now again, you're at an angle, so it makes it much more difficult to see. Oh, I need to be underneath, blah blah blah. But just me trying to figure this out, you're seeing where the struggle lies, you know. Oh, there it is. Okay, was that what I was doing? Sure, why not? Yeah, there it is. Okay, here we go. Now I remember. But see, see how that's rotating? That's what you're trying to avoid on this. Okay, you want to try to keep this as flat as possible. Get your reference set, you know, depending on where you want to put this thing. And this is where it can get tricky because and that's why I've been recentering the camera. See how much better now? We got a better angle, better view. It is rotating, but not as severely. So now I can do that. Now again, we do not want to copy that upper wire. We want to copy one that is flat. Because if that wire has any twist in it, it's going to pick it up. So I'm going to copy this one. I'm going to roll in here. Closest to me. Snap and bring out where I need it, right? And now you're only dealing with your left and right on the wire. But if we look here, we've got an even amount of space between the gap and the wall. Okay? Now, is it twisted? It might be. And this is the hard, if you're trying to make something circular with a large scale or something with an angle. But nope, that looks pretty good. That looks pretty parallel, perpendicular, whatever. I always mix those two up. Two P words, I guess. But that's basically it. It's what I call the large scale tether maneuver, you know. I need these walls there. But yeah, that's basically it. You know, it's setting up the tether point. The tether point is the key. That's how I did all of this. I tethered all of these. This was all tether. The kaleidoscope was all tether, except for the last small bits, and I went normal with that. This whole structure has large-scale tether stuff. And, you know, in order to mix these two items, I needed to be able to do that. So we've got a large stone wall window with the wood window in there. And then this, if it were twisted, this would look really off. Okay? So, exactly, GT. So if this wall, if I put this wall in twisted, it would not look as good. And same with this. If this wall had gotten twisted a little bit, and this door had gotten twisted at all, that wouldn't have worked as well. And now we come in here, and now we see again, you know, this is all lined up pretty darn well. You know, looks nice and consistent. It's not, you know, we don't see any crazy overlaps. Everything looks pretty, you know, pretty symmetrical. See how this seams right in nicely. Same with this. Looking at this connecting here, the seam from here, from this part to our scaled part. And I really hope they fix powering full scale. It worked, obviously. I've got a bunch of stuff here working with no issues. I really hope they can fix that problem. Because I want to do a garage like this. Yeah, and Enra, the same thing. It doesn't matter. Any scaled part, you know, to retain that scale, the wire, you just need to make sure the wire connector is the same size that you made it, you know? And again, had this been twisted, as it opened, you know, it would look weird. You know, even if it were just one twisted a little bit, you'd notice that area, like, why does that look different? Why is it not, you know, folding out the same? You know, be like, wrinkling a piece of origami. You're like, wait a minute, something's wrong with that. So, the scaled tether technique, STT. And all it is, and this, it doesn't really matter where you're placing this as long as it's, lined up. Hell, you could put it, back here if you wanted to. This was just, I was using these particular reference points to get my, my centers and everything. Flying Brian, what's going on? You just missed the scaled tether technique. And that's that. So, all you're doing is placing a tether point to keep your piece from twisting around too much. It just gives you more control. And especially for trying to get large-scale pieces in a circle and not have it be all, wonky or taking forever to tap your controller to get it to be parallel. This wouldn't have been possible, at all. Where are we? What save am I in? Alright, I gotta keep an eye on the time. But again, it's working, so please bring it back. Please continue to make this work so I can do things with it. I mean, granted, there is a point in the scaling where it will power again. It's just not full scale, which we would like it to be full scale. And as long as your wire stays the same, you're going to always get a consistent size. But if something happens along the way and then you're like tapping down to scale and you're like, all right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is where I want to be, scaled down. It's not accurate enough to keep it that way, okay? So, right on, GT. Glad I could help. But yeah, that's, again, it's not snapping, which would be really cool, because you can't. Once that wire connects, and you're still looking at the icon for, the lightning bolt or the circle within a circle, once you break that plane and bring that connector out and it becomes the scale size that you've made it, then you can start your build action. But if you just snap it, it just goes back down to default. What I would like to see is, even though so you've scaled, I'm going to go large. So I've scaled the wire large. Now it would be nice if I could just snap to that. Because the wire is large, it doesn't revert to a default. It stays the wire's scaled portion in the snap mechanic. Does that make sense? Or did I just completely make no sense to myself even? You know what I mean. And just because I'm still in the save, I'm going to go back to the other save. We'll get back to our other project. But I'm here, and I wanted to look, and this is related to what we're talking about. My city has a couple elements in there that are definitely related to that, but if I go there, we're going to blue screen. Which, just for ha-has, I might at the end. Just because I don't get to see it that much anymore. Because every time I walk in for like 3 to 5 minutes, and then I could just be standing there and it'll go, nah, we're out of here. I'm just waiting for the rain to stop, folks. So I'm really bummed. I know it's an overbuild, but to be honest with you, I knew no one would ever get to visit it, but at least I could have made a video and completed it to a point where I was like, I got the detail in there. I got like the tables and chairs and, posters and whatever up. All the stuff that makes it feel more real and more like it was a lived-in thing. Now, if I if I had a wish in gaming right now, it would be to have No Man's Sky with more building parts as a building game. You know, less of exploring, more of building. I mean, still have the exploring aspect, but not have so much stuff with it. You know, I would like to see a cool building game, sci-fi style, where you're building cool sci-fi stuff. You know, and then have like more parts, like ship parts, like wings, fuselage, cockpit, you know, tail fin, you know, maybe even some engines, and then create your own other stuff with that. You know, like the front of a ship, the back of a ship, maybe some wings, or you know, things that could be made to make a ship. You know, like a curved, you know, plate, you know, things of that nature. Not necessarily like a front of a ship and wings. We make our own, but you know what I mean. You know where I'm getting at. Just more parts. And the thing that I wish we had, and I'm glad they added what they did, but it was a lot of like primitive style parts. You know, shovels and tires and wooden things and, you know, non-sci-fi material. The most sci-fi stuff that we got was the alloy material, you know, and maybe a couple other minor things. But for the most part, a large percentage of what we got was the Bounty Blue Screen song. Yeah, well, no, that's intended. That's a blue screen that oh, here we go. I was just about to go inside, because I forgot there's spots in there you can get in, and it doesn't rain, actually. So, and perfect, we're at night, which is the way I was hoping it would be. All right, and again, just as, you know, because we were talking about it, and another project I need to finish the details on is the cube. But without that technique, I could not have made this as easily. Well, I'm not going to use that term loosely. But, you know, I wouldn't have been able to get the symmetry that I was able to get without that tethering technique. And never mind trying to get it into a circle like this. You know what I mean? That would have been nightmarish, you know, working upside down on, you know, those 3 sections there. Never mind even just, you know, positioning the camera in certain ways. So with the with tethering, it really, you know, opens up the possibility to take your larger scaled parts and do something else with them other than, you know, in a horizontal line. The cube. Coming to a solar system near you. So I'm still kind of, you know, noodling with this. It's just, you know, again, it's an art project. It was a way for me to practice a technique without having to, you know, and still, you know, create something without just throwing, you know, without just making a line of them and practicing the technique. You know what I mean? With this, I could, you know, I wanted to create at least something, you know, and something that wasn't a circle. It's kind of why I went cubist for a little while here. Yeah, a little mini Borg cube. But you know, again, why I chose the cube, because I was doing so many circles, and I just for me, I needed a breather from it. You know, I still love circles. I still love the patterns that they make and trying to create new ones with them. But this, to me, just seemed you know, interesting enough. And it got some pretty trippy patterns going on too. Actually unuseful. I'm thinking of doing a like a church temple-y kind of build involving something like this. I've had that planned for actually almost a year now. ER had brought that up to me, and I just never got to it. GT, yeah, sure. I haven't really been, like, I started my new job and I was just super busy. I wasn't even building for a little while. And then, all right, we're going to get out of here. I love this planet except for the rain, because it rains every few minutes. I hadn't even really been building, bro, and you know me, I don't generally show a lot of my stuff in my mind where, oh, there was an accidental, my bouncy blue screen, but we didn't get to it. All right, we need to get back into our other save in order to finish up here. Okay, yeah, we got a few minutes left, good. But in my mind, GT, these aren't really builds. They're just me noodling around. You know, it's just like, who wants to see a box? You know? I mean, it's a fancy box, but, you know, in these balls, you know, it's the same sort of thing. It's, you know, I just don't, you know, and the way I look at it is, GT, take care, man. Just have some of these builds and some, oh, okay, you got to take off. But, you know, to me, they're just like little, you know, technique practice and just little art things so I can practice my technique. You know, like we just figured out how to make the sphere more perfect. Well, not the sphere, okay, and that's why I haven't called these like the biodome sphere or the prefab sphere. I didn't want someone to get the idea that, oh, this is a sphere that I can build out and decorate interior. No, it's a ball. It's an orb. And actually an orb is actually probably a better term for this. Try to get away from some of the phallic talk on it. Because, you know, as funny as that is, it's still, you know, round things in this game are few and far between. And, you know, that's why for many years, you know, back when we were doing the tier glitching stuff, you know, making a circle was an endeavor and a proud moment. You know, when somebody figured out how to make a circle back in the day, to make circular structures, you know, that was paramount. Nobody had done it really, and then in order to make it, one, it was not perfect. The larger you went, the more you saw that. So, you know, they didn't get done a whole ton. You know, people didn't like embark on the circle very often. But now, you know, you can drop a circle in 5 minutes. We did it. We just saw it a few minutes ago. You know, I just freaking bang, bang, bang. We're done. You know, a couple little moves, you know, to get your angles, and then, you know, really it's... And it never used to be that way. I mean, to make a circle back in the day, if your character moved, it was off. I don't know if any of you remember the Engine of Eden build. That was a collaborative build with ER Burrows, JC Hysteria, myself. And then we had no Quicksilver items. So we called in... who'd we call in? Boyd and... Was it Drizzle? Might have been Drizzle. We called somebody and we needed Quicksilver, and we didn't. None of us had, because you couldn't get it at the time. There was no way to get it. If you had some from before, and you had your Quicksilver items before, you were a bonus. Bobby McGee, take care, man. I hope the rest of your day goes well, bro. All right, you know what? We need to get rid of this. That needs to go. That's getting in the way. Where are you? Oh, you're up here. Yeah, GT, you remember. And then for those of you who don't, And actually, it's so different now. Those of you who don't, there was 2 or 3. There was a flag method, a pipe method, and a sphere method, or a ball method. This ball. This one. Okay. American Psycho had put out a tutorial using this. And here's the other thing. You know how we can make circles at any angle now? Back when we were first doing this, you could not. Until one day, Photon Apictor showed me something, and I was like, oh, that's a cool idea, bro. I like how you're using that light to get your markings. And then I was building my frigate base back then, and actually I'm going to try and find that video, put it up on my channel. And I was making angles at an angle. Okay, so I had built my frigate at an angle to make it look like it was taking off. And then, well, and that was a nightmare. Try doing that. See what happens when you build something. You're trying to walk through it or build it at an angle. Good luck. Especially back then without a build camera. That was funny. I still wish that I hadn't deleted my channel on some levels, although I'm really glad I did on others, because you could see some of me actually building back then. But none of it exists anymore. So what we used to do back then, and at least what I was doing, was I was taking a pipe, and you would find a center point on your floor, and this is so different now. Okay, so you'd get your center, and if you moved and you got out of your position, forget about it. Everything else after that would get crazy. Oh, and yeah, and this reminds me. So back when we were building the Engine of Eden, and if I can fit in the video for that too, I'm going to put it up. We were making the circular floor, right? Now, JC built himself a floor with a bunch of short walls around it, walked straight up to it, like boxed himself in so his character could not really move. He would rotate the pipe, which I'm about to show you what we used to do, and I went out and I would swim out and place all the pipes after he would make the first rotation. So that his character did not move. So that we couldn't, so that we didn't have any weird adjustment. Okay, so see the notches on the pipe down there? All right. You would drop your first one, and then you would count your notches. 1. You would place your pipe. You would take out a cube. And actually, we're going to go heavier around the rotation there. Again, you wanted to try to center yourself as much as possible. And again, if you change your perspective, if you moved, if the wind blew the wrong way. Alright, so we're going to free place here. So now, here's where my pipe ended up. You would actually, what you would do is you would get this all situated, line up the first dot, for the first thing, right? Bank. You would place it. You would take out your cube. You would snap the cube. Now, see how that turned? You would extend your pipes and carry on, right? So now if we go to the pipe again, and see how freaking bloody difficult it was? And actually, it's funny, the pipe used to come back and be more centered than it is now. So there's one. We're using that as our set point, If we were to just place it, that would be our first. There's 2. Then you would take your block again, you would snap it up on that and see how we have our rotation. And that's seriously what we had to do. Now, and they were not perfect. The larger you made that circle, the more you started seeing the imperfections happen. Okay, it looks like we're getting close to sign-off time here, so let's just end this with our view. What the hell is that out there? Is that a platform? Is that a piece of rock out there? That looks neat. So, we're going to end with our view. Yeah, exactly, GT. Now, like, I just made that circle in like 5 minutes down there. You know, that's the crazy thing now, you know, of how much things have changed. And for the better, you know, by all means. All right, let's get a cool ending view here, shall we? There we go. All right. Looks like Cap, Zane, and Rod are live. Who needs our... Well, I mean, those guys are way more subscribers than me, Zane. Okay, we need to, thank you, GT, by the way. Who are we going to raid? All right, well, whoever you choose, out of the... either Zane, Rod, or Cap. Like, I love all three of them cats. No worries, GT. My pleasure. My pleasure. But I feel we need to raid someone because I've been raided and it... You know, I want to... Now that I'm streaming at a more appropriate time, I'm able to do this. So, let's raid... Alright, I'm going to flip coins. And then we'll narrow it down that way. Okay? Hold on one second. We're getting out of here shortly. But we need to raid somebody. It is important to me. And please do so. Because I really want to pay it forward. Alright, we're going to go between Cap and Zane. We're going to go heads, Cap, tails, Zane. Heads, Cap. Then we're going to go Cap and Rod. Heads, Cap, tails, Rod. It looks like Scottish Rod. Let's go. Let's raid Scottish Rod. If you're subscribed to him, please, let's do a hashtag APG raid. And I'll see you guys soon. This has been me, Kevin C, here at Action Pants Gaming, wishing all of you out there in the No Man's Skyverse a little bit of love, peace, and Starship grease. Get those Action Pants on, get them charged up, get out there and start building some wacky stuff. Until next time, everybody, take care. And thank you.